All right, this is Jerry Fitzwater, and I am here with two dangerous men. I mean, we have the Grim Reaper and your newly acquired Major Don Toley. And now, this is... I gotta ask you, are you nervous? You're facing Jason Static tonight in your match with Jason Static. Are you nervous at all?
Listen. I didn't bring my stupid dictionary with me, so I'm not even going to answer that question. He beat him last show. Why would he not want to face him again? Beat him again. What are you stupid?
There's your something. Next head. Explain something. Who is in charge of this federation that will book another match between me and some scrub that I beat the crap out of, left him in the ring, cannolis all in his face? Let me tell you something. You're not Vince McMahon. You can't do this. Let me tell you something, Jay Static. You could do all the push-ups in the world, you could do all the sit-ups, and whatever extra activity they do in Gold's Gym. Let me explain something to you. I'm a natural killer, all right? I'm here to kill you. I'm taking you out. There's gonna be no more Jay Static and VPW. There should be no more weirdo, creepo-looking punks like you. I got my man right here. We got the power.
HBOZ, baby.
It's over with, Static. You understand? Explain something. If you talk like that again to me, you're gonna get slapped. I want to hear your normal voice. I don't want to hear your...
This is my normal voice, and I have my degree in journalism.
Let me tell you something where we come from. When we come from, we don't just whack someone, we disfigure them. So Jason, you were stupid enough to accept the challenge again. Next time, we're gonna disfigure you. HBOZ.
All day, every day.
That's right. Cosa Nostra has just begun.
All right, well, there you have it. All right, that's not necessary. Come on now.
Tu madre et faccia la carne.
Oh, come on now. I don't know what he said, but it sounded pretty devious. Jerry Fitzwater. Oh, hey.
You're dead, Stat.
Chris, what is this? I'm not sure.
That's my brother right there. Did you see the resemblance? Memories. Let's play the extended version. Why not?
That's Tony, and that's Reefer giving a hero, but it seems that they're...
That's a superhero right there.
That is, but I mean, they only giving it...
Sandwich. That is a big sandwich.
It's a fantastic looking sandwich, but they're giving it only to this section right here.
See, for those that are newer to the shows, that was all my family and friends in that one section of the show. So we only gave that section food and drink for the whole night. So here's my 6-year-old nieces. They actually turned heel that night, that entire section, and other people in the building were pissed.
What about the rest of these people? What about me? What about me and my hunger for sandwiches?
Why you come over with God, Brad? Oh, Stone Cold with the middle finger. Hey, fat boy, what's up, Bob? What are you doing? Huh?
It's not nice, Cole.
Look at you, shady. Oh, you like shady, huh? You want around, you know what
He likes Slim Shady.
Have I aged
like
a lot in
Slim
15
Shady.
years? Seriously.
I don't know exactly.
Have I aged? I know I lost a few pounds, but have I aged?
Please.
OZHB all day, every day. You know what that
You're a
is,
professional.
with your freaking mohawk.
I don't know, I've been known to be a bit of a wild man.
Just break your girlfriend's arm, she don't want to get action, huh? Yeah. Shut your mouth. What do you want to do? Come in the ring. You leaving from the chandelier. Yeah, okay. Sit down, because I'm going to throw up. Look at you, cowboys. What are you doing over there, Bo?
Fucking hick.
Let's go from over here. Let's go take it to Taco Bell. Don't forget to tie my shirt over there, Grim Reaper all day, HBOZ. What are you looking at, fat boy? What are you looking at, kid? What do you want to do? Look at this guy. Got a tattoo with just crud on your arm.
That's a shot of John Coffey.
Yo,
I know that, man.
Let me tell you something. All of a sudden, I see this little cheap flyer guy. This is my name, Grim Reaper. The best lightweight, the best heavyweight, the best wrestler in Queens. Undeniable. All right? I'm facing Jay Static again. Exactly who? Jay Static is gonna electrocute me. Nice. Let me tell you something. Great success.
These fans love Jay Static.
Why is the booker? Just shut your mouth, fat section. Shut your mouth, fats. Any fat people, this freaking fly's gonna crazy.
Oh, these guys. I mean, I've said some, things I regret, after an evening at the bar, but this is insulting.
Why is that happening when we just beat him? First of all, I should be the heavyweight champion of the world, but guess what? There is no belt to respect. So I should go to Video Game Central, let's in Howard Beach, Queens, and buy one of those styrofoam belts to come out with next time, right? Antoine, buy one for me. Tell these guys what we're gonna do tonight while I sit my fucking phone.
For these people that don't realize it, every single one of these people over here are my own family from Howard Beach. That's right. Howard Beach, HBOT. That's right. Howard Beach, baby. And let me tell you something, for all you people over here, I promise you, this Jason Wu, he's gonna kick his ass out.
Oh, no, he doesn't know. Wait, that's Jay Static behind him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, indeed. Uh-oh. Oh, my God, no. Oh. Insulted. Don't turn it right in front of the Howard Beach fans. Oh, my God. What?
Man
No.
is in trouble.
Oh, goodness, no. Don't Tony did not expect this. Oh, my God. What is going on?
That gentleman in the green shirt is P.O.
I don't know. Oh, my God.
I don't know what he's so angry about, huh? He's a handsome young fella.
He's put together, Jay Static.
I don't know what he has to be so mad about.
He's angry because people infuriated him. My God, Patty, keep up.
Tonight, it's me and you. Bringing you only Trey, bringing you some heroes. But tonight, Static is going over all of you, buddy.
Oh, God, it's some strong words from Jason Static.
I didn't catch that. You catch that, Earl?
I don't know.
I get a word.
That was a ball of fury is what it was. Ah, there he is. Now he is put together. Look at that man. Oh, my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Every Thursday night, you ask the questions, DT gives you his answers. No holds barred.
It's Q&A with Don Tony. This is your chance to speak your mind and be heard about anything.
Q&A with Don Tony. And now, your host, Don Tony.
All right, I went into the closet and took the jacket out, dusted it off. It's not too hot in here today. I think we could do a little show for a little while. Do I look like I aged all that much? Somebody, I think it was Sam in the chat, said, DT, could you take bumps now? I swear on a stack of Bibles. I feel 1,000 times better now physically than I did back then. You know, I had a couple of surgeries since then, and I feel great. I mean, you know, I am about, at that time, probably about 50 pounds lighter. So, sure. I mean, but then again, that's my mind saying it and not my body. But good evening, everybody. Good evening. This is Q&A live stream with Don Tony. I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Much love, as always. So, no, this is not a Halloween costume. You know, I just decided to don the old garb for tonight, have a little fun. Speaking of fun, do you remember what we did to Goldberg not too long ago? Yeah, that is the same company, but this time instead of Goldberg, we have the Undertaker. That is the front of the box, the Battlin bop bag. Say that fast 10 times. That is the front of it. That is the back of it. And I posted a little teaser video earlier, and you know, when I watched it back, I'm like, you know, I don't do too bad of an Undertaker impersonation. You know, what do you think? This was the preview I posted a little earlier.
I'll bury you. Tonight we beat up the Undertaker. Yay! Check out those legendary catchphrases. I'll bury you. Rest in peace. But the most infamous one of them all. Oh! Or no, it's oof. 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 Tonight, we beat him up. We blow him up. Then we beat him up. And then maybe we'll blow him up. Hope you tune in, 10:05 p.m. Eastern. Sorry about the primitive video.
Since when in the Undertaker's entire career did you ever hear him go oof, oof, oof? You know what's funny? This is brand new in the box. And back, what year is this? 1998. This is 23 years ago. And back then, you could actually try it. You push the button, you try it. I haven't opened this. The batteries still work, although it's dead. Listen. Listen. Did you hear it? So the batteries are dead, but have no fear. Have no fear. We got 2 new batteries right here. So fly, be more with the Fiverr, the super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. It'll pop up on the screen in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Are there any other details I could share about the new deal? Nothing that'll get me in trouble, but other than tidbits, okay. I don't want to reveal what network it is, all right? All I could tell you is that they only have about 150 shows on their network as far as sports, entertainment across the board. I think it's mostly sports, to be honest with you. And all I will say is there's about 5 or 6 wrestling shows on there. And they're looking for not just to fill spots. They're looking for a wide array of different styles, different substances. And the person that actually runs the whole thing just so happened to be a fan of my work for the last couple of years. And he said to me, he goes, do you have any agreements with advertising? I'm like, no. He's like, you're not affiliated with any other? No. I mean, I thought about it, but never pursued it. I'll give you one hint tonight. Of the 6 podcasts that are on there, one of them is a current champion that you see on TV pretty much every week. How's that for a hint? I will say this, that the people that are on the network, I'm sure the other shows are not going to give 2 flying you-know-whats about yours truly, but I will guarantee you that at least 2 or 3 of them are going to be like, this guy? Are you kidding me? That's all I could say. Now, tonight, it's not streaming live on Facebook. It's not streaming live on Twitter. It's not streaming live on Twitch and the other outlets. As far as where the changes are going to be, well, very simply, we got to get the shows down to 90 minutes on average. I can go 2 hours. I can go 5 hours if I want. But they're going to be selling advertisement space, not just putting in ads of whatever that wants it. No, they're actually going to be getting specific advertisers for the shows, and they're going to be strategically placed in there. So if you have, let's say, I don't know, half a dozen ads on your show, and then you do a 3-hour show, well, there's a lot more room for advertising. And, you know, advertisers don't want their ads played an hour and a half later. So there's a few reasons why the shows are going to be chopped down a little bit. Now, they will still be available on YouTube. You will still be able to get them on iTunes. You'll still be able to get them in a lot of places. The only difference is that some podcast networks out there that have the shows already, like iHeart and others, you know, a lot of these places create their own file. So their numbers do not reflect on my stats. If they throw ads in there, I don't see anything. So all that stuff is going to be withdrawn. I will tell you that if everything goes well, I will be putting the archive of all the old shows back online, because that is something that a lot of people have requested. A lot of people have been asking about a Tuesday show, and I will not take anything away from Patreon. Patreon will remain as it is, but I'm going to be a little bit more professional. I mean, it's really what it comes down to. I mean, I know I have said every week, oh, we're going to have a short show. Oh, we're going to do this. Oh, we're going to do that. But now, obviously, I have to. So for 24 and a half years, I could do whatever I want. I could say whatever I want. I could go as long as I want. So now I'm forced to really, you know, start to tighten up the ship. And you know what? It's going to make the shows even better. It's going to make it even better. And we're going to have so much fun. Oh, my goodness. You'll see collaborating with other shows finally. You know, and here's another thing. There's some things in the background I don't have to do anymore. I don't have to do the work that I used to, which is phenomenal, because there's nobody else, you know, helping me with this stuff. And there are people that have wanted to, let me make that clear. But it's not easy, you know, to have someone remotely doing things, because sometimes they don't show up and you're not prepared for it. And then you're like, shit, I got to now do this. And I'm not talking about Mondays if Mish needs to take a day off. We all need to take day off once in a while. I'm talking about producing, editing, doing things behind the scenes. So that is going to be a breath of fresh air, that I don't have to do the stuff like that anywhere near as much as I used to. And I got news for you. The less amount of time that I have to do behind the scenes before the shows start, the more I can offer on the shows. So something on a Tuesday is not out of the possibility. Now, I put up a poll in the community section tonight. I'd love for everybody to vote on it, to let me know going forward on Thursday nights. Do you want the show to continue at 10:05 p.m. or do you want it to start an hour earlier? Do you want it to start 2 hours earlier? Remember, when I first started the show on Thursdays, I didn't want to overlap a lot of shows online that were already doing shows at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock. But what I noticed over the last month or two is that a lot of these shows are now no longer doing it at the time slots that they said. They do it whenever they feel like it. So when you have a particular show that's on YouTube that was doing 8:30 every Thursday, and now they're doing 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6:30, I'm like, why am I staying up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning for them? And they're just doing their shit whenever they want. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do my shit however I want. We got to worry about us. So vote. And if the majority is that you all would rather this stay at 10:05, I'm fine with that. If you wanted to start earlier, that is a possibility. Mondays, that will not change because it goes on after Raw. Wednesdays will not change because that goes on after Dynamite. Saturdays, you know, we start at 8 o'clock already, which is a little bit earlier, which is great. And, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens as far as Tuesday. There's a couple of ideas in my head that I'm thinking about, and we'll see what happens. Now, a little impromptu surprise today. So, yes, in a little bit, we will open this We will change the batteries. We will blow it up. No, I am not putting water this time. Remember the Goldberg one? That was a nightmare. So we do not need to have this weighted down. We will blow it up. We will punch it a few times, and then I'll decide if we either blow it up again, if you know what I mean, or if we put it back in a box and maybe give it to somebody, right? But we may have a contest tonight. Same format like we did on Monday and Wednesday. Friend of mine sent me 2 mystery envelopes today. Inside a bigger envelope, obviously, they're, the outsides are blank. I haven't opened them up. So I know they're photos based on, the weight and what's inside. So let's open it up. And these are things that he said, DT, give them away on the shows. So I'm going to open it up and we'll see what's worth, what's in these 2. And everybody live, you vote on which one do we give away tonight. So we can't be too generous and give away everything. So we open this one up. Let me open this one up. I have no idea what's inside it. By the way, big shout out to everybody who is live today. All right, let's take this out. There's 2 in here. 2. Okay, let's take it out. Okay, I see Liv Morgan. All right, that's pretty cool. Oh, wait. Was this the contest from? Oh, no. This is the contest from Monday. Liv Morgan was from Monday, and he said, I'm going to send you a couple of extra ones. You give it away on the show. So this is already claimed for the contest. Okay. The first one that we possibly could give away tonight is Scarlett. Very, very beautiful photo. Beautiful woman. Congratulations on your engagement to Karrion Kross. So we have the Scarlett photo. I want to make sure there's nothing else in there. Now we open up envelope number 2. I don't know if there's 2 photos in here or 1 or 3. Ready? Okay. Oh, wait till you see what's behind this. Finn Balor. We got a Finn Balor photo we could possibly give away. So right now we got Scarlett and we got Finn Balor. And then the back, I think I know what people are going to want me to give away tonight. Sasha Banks. So there are your choices. Live chat, vote. Finn Balor or Sasha Banks or Scarlett. I don't care. With majority rules, whichever one you want me to give away tonight, that's the contest that we will do. All right, we got a couple of votes for Balor. We got 3 votes for Balor. We got 2 for Sasha, 4 for Balor, 5 for Balor, 6 for Balor, Sasha, Spank, Bick, Banks, Balor. Wow, it's close. It's close. It's between Sasha and Finn Balor tonight. Whoa. I'm giving everybody a chance to vote. And check it out. For anybody who is live right now that is newer as far as subscribing and can't get in the chat room, I took the advice of someone, and for a little while, people that subscribe, you have to wait a day before you could go into the chat. I may change that by Saturday, but the thing is that we do get some trolls once in a while, and basically we don't want trolls to just sign up, say dumb shit, get blocked, and then do it over and over. So if you really want to try to do that, you're going to have to sign up and wait a whole day to do so. So I think Balor won. I think Finn Balor won. So you know what? We'll give away Finn Balor this week. Next week, we'll give away Sasha Banks. And the week after, we'll give away Scarlett. How's that? So those are the prizes for the next 3 weeks. So what that means is after this show is over tonight, in the comments section, put hashtag Finn. No, because I know what's going to happen. Some people are going to spell it F-I-N, and some people are going to spell it F-I-N-N. So better yet, hashtag Balor, B-A-L-O-R. Hashtag Balor. So in the comment section, write whatever you want. Hashtag Balor. No spam or trolling because it'll get removed. And I do have little munchkins that do some work for me here. So write your comment and then write hashtag Balor. And then next week, live on the show, very transparent. I will randomly pick a winner through that program that I use. It is live, so there's no way for me to finagle the winner. And that's what we'll do. So Balor this week. Unknow it. What's a troll? Hang on a second. Believe it or not, now it's starting to get a little hot in here. I may have to take the jacket off. The lights is what gives off the heat. No, trolls that just want to write, stupid stuff in the chat. I look, there are people out there that will super chat $1, $5 just to say something derogatory. And although I do appreciate the fundage and it does go to a meal once in a while, still, I don't want that stuff to pop up on the screen. I mean, we all laugh at them like, okay, you just wasted $1 to say something ridiculously stupid, and the reason why we don't get the trolls on the call-ins is because caller ID has their numbers pop up. You block yourself, your call doesn't go through. And if any of these, geniuses out there decide they want to troll through the phones, I'll put their phone number right on the air. I don't give a shit. And all we got to do is go on and tell us and pay a couple of dollars and probably find out who it is, what their address is, unless they got a burner phone. And something tells me that the majority of the people out there don't have burner phones. So Roger is at the gym. Have a great show. Thank you very much, Roger. Thank you for the two spot. Much appreciated as always. Thank you for your support, my friend. Thank you for your support. I think we got to take the jacket off, everybody. It is legit getting freaking hot here. And it doesn't help when I'm having a cup of coffee. Tears are my enemies. But if you think I'm lying, you can see the coffee. I'm having coffee. I know I shouldn't be having coffee this late in the day, but I didn't have any caffeine today, and I think I have a little withdrawal of no caffeine. So, yeah. Okay, nothing fell. All right. That feels a little better. Am I doing a costume on Saturday, Michael? No, I really wanted to do a Halloween this year. Last year I dressed up as Luigi. Remember that? Look, just to show you how lazy I am in this room. You know what's still sitting on my desk right here? Remember that? There's no glue anymore. It's still sitting on my desk from a year ago. Because, I'm exhausted between getting up at 6:30 in the morning, working all day, doing shows, trying to put time in for my family, my fiance, planning a wedding, going through some health stuff. And shit just sits here and sits here. My God. Oh, by the way, I do have the batteries for Lex Luger's head. They're in my office. So if I remember to bring them home tomorrow, then Saturday, we'll put the batteries in and we'll see what this schmuck has to say. So, but last year I went as Mario and Luigi and it was fun. It was fun. But this year, I don't know. I mean, I thought about it. I wanted to do a really good wrestling one. It's funny. A lot of people they're like, hey, you should dress up as Tony D'Angelo. With all due respect to Tony D'Angelo, all I got to do is go in my closet and put on regular shit, dress up as Tony D'Angelo. What does that mean? Dress up. I have velour and all that stuff already. But, as people that know me from the 90s up until now, I don't know how much of real life, was Tony D'Angelo, which something tells me no, because, I know his background and I've researched and definitely classy guy, very, very smart, very, very clean background. Something tells me he didn't hang out at the clubs and do, or even had family members. Like I said, it feels more like I'm watching a Sopranos show than anything else. But you all know my history, and I've backed it up with proof, so I don't need to prove myself. Hell, I freaking still live 5 minutes from John Gotti's house. His family members went to my wedding in 99. You think they went just because the pork was tender? So I honestly don't think I'm going to do a costume on Saturday, but you know what? Something tells me that maybe late tonight, if I can't go to sleep, maybe I go on Amazon and find some spur of the moment costume that gets delivered to my house by Saturday. And maybe I do put something on. You know it. He had a for sale sign in his yard, but the Astros stole it. Is that a troll? No, a troll. And he's being honest here. A troll is someone that just shows up just to like put people down, put the show down, say dumb stuff, use some really horrible expletives, just trying to cause trouble or try to get the attention away from, the show at hand. It happens on Twitter all the time. Somebody will make fun of someone under a fake account. That is a troll. Don't go on Webster's and look up troll. Go on Urban Dictionary and look up troll, and you'll get a better understanding of what trolling is. I tell you, it though is pretty hilarious because now I got the joke. Now I got the freaking joke. Okay. Wake up, DT. It's not 2 a.m. I get the joke. You know it. Here I am trying to legitimately explain to him what trolling is. When he said the Astros stole a sign in his yard, anybody that follows baseball knows the scandal of the Astros being accused of stealing signs. Basically, the sign I just said? I'm the AEW referee during the main event yesterday, looking like a goof, picking food out of my teeth, acting like I can't see Hangman Page with the run-in. Good one, it. I didn't get it right away, but now I got it. Lex is Lucky Rock. Shout out to you, my friend. I should dress up as Mish. Okay. I'm going to do it right now. All right. I swear to God, just give me 1 second. And I'm sorry for the people my family, audio only. There'll be about 10 seconds of dead air. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to be Mish. I'm going to dress. I have a costume right behind me. I'm not kidding. I'm going to be Mish for Halloween. I'm going to be Mish. Putting the outfit on. All right, ready, everybody? Here you go. I'm Mish from Monday night. And I just dropped my goddamn microphone. There you go. I'm Mish from Monday. How do I look? There you go. I'm Mish from Monday night. How do I look? Am I dressed like him? I think I'm spot on. I'm Mish from Monday. I'm on my knees. This is not fun. Mish will not get mad. Mish could take jokes. Mish was out having some personal fun. He is forgiven. I don't have too much working space over here. See, I don't have green screens to make it look like I'm in a warehouse. Yeah, whew. That's trolling. Yes, SoFly, that's trolling. For my audio friends out there, all I did was just hide behind the chair so it looked like nobody was in the room. I just got my workout for the day. So, it's funny. I know people are going to say this tonight, but Roger Rubio with the run-in. The $2 run-in, my friend. Who's going to win the World Series? I think the Braves are going to get it. I mean, it could go to 7, but I tell you, the Braves, man, just something about them. Especially going through the Dodgers. I think the Braves, I think it's their time. I really do. The last time they won the World Series was what, 1999? No, wait a minute. They didn't win 99. The Yankees did. They won in what, 96? Did they win in 96? Wait, the Yankees lost the playoffs in 95. I remember, I think Ken Griffey Jr. slid it home in 95. Was it Jack McDowell, the pitcher in that game? And 96, they won. 97 was the Florida Marlins. 98, they won. 99, they won. 2000, they won. So they must have won in 96. No. Yeah, 90. Oh, no, 99. Yeah, 96. Yes. Did they win in 95? Why does that not sound right? They must have won in 95. 96, they won. 95 was versus the Indians. Yeah, 99 was the last time they were in the World Series, but the last time they won, it was 95. Okay. Yeah, then I remember the Yankees won in 96. That was Gooden's no-hitter. That was Gooden's no-hitter that year. 98 was my I'm all messed up. 98 was their crazy season. That infamous fight that they had. Jesus. Who got decked? Who hit the home? Bernie Williams hit the home run, and it was against the Baltimore Orioles. And that Mets pitcher that we all hated that time. Who was that Mets pitcher he clocked Tino Martinez right in the back. I remember he clocked him in the back, and they had this crazy brawl, and I remember Darryl Strawberry just beating the fuck out of everybody. So that was epic, man. 98 Yankees were epic. Epic. So yeah, 1995. That makes sense, yeah. Because 95, the Yankees lost in the playoffs. And then the Braves got that. And it wasn't 96 the Leyritz home run. Remember Leyritz hit that home run and the Yankees went up 3-2 or something like that? I used to love Jim Leyritz. I didn't know that he was going to end up being a problem later on. Armando Benitez. Oh. For all of you that were baseball fans back in that day, it was so terrible to have Armando Benitez as our pitcher in the Mets. Oh, it was awful. Whew. Lee, what are my thoughts about that Chop OS racist sign from the game the other night? I honestly I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't condone any racist signs. I mean, in this day and age, somebody played the other day that I think when Moose won the title, somebody yelled out the N-word to him. I just don't understand. There are so many creative words you could use to get someone upset, and people still think that going the racist route is like the winning formula. Just people are just stupid. I don't condone any racial expletives. It's just not appropriate. It's not appropriate. So whatever that sign was, it's messed up. The funny thing about something like that is, could you imagine the person at home, buying the oat tag, whether it's from Amazon or a local stationery store, and before the game, let me draw up this racist sign. I don't know, man. Armando Benitez had some good moments, Sean KB, but that guy was just, what I always remember from that game from 1998? Remember, I had that posted on my personal Facebook page. I think it's still up there too. I remember when he hit Tino Martinez, and Tino Martinez was looking at him, and Benitez went like this, like with his hands, hey, come on. And they decked him, man. They decked him. He got the shit knocked out of him. I'm trying to remember who else got the shit knocked. Darryl was all shaken. I remember Joe Torre walking Darryl Strawberry to the dugout. And Joe Torre, if any of you out there just want to check out something retro you may have never seen before, look up the Armando Benitez fight from 1998 with the Yankees. It is one of the wildest fights that I ever saw. And you just look at Joe Torre's face escorting Darryl Strawberry to the dugout. He looked like he was going to shit his pants. It was crazy, crazy shit, man. If you want to see one of the most epic fights that I've ever seen, there's one from, I think, 1982. And I think it was the Braves, and it might have been the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't remember if it was the Pirates, but I know it was the Braves. And one of the pitchers in the fight was Pascual Perez. And who'd have ever thought after 39 years I would even think of this fight again? But I'm sure it's on YouTube. If you want to see an epic fight from the early 80s in baseball, I mean, this guy tried to like bean people. There was like 4 fights during the game. And I remember, I think he like ran around the field like a scared little puppy, like just running around the field. It's pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. That's cool that we could have a little quick baseball convo during these shows. Like I said, tonight, whatever you feel like talking about, I'm here. You know, right now it is 10:47. Do you believe we've already gone 40 minutes? My goal tonight is to be done in 90 minutes at the latest. That would be an hour and 55 by midnight. We will take some calls if you'd like to call in. You know, if you have any quick questions you want to get into. By the way, for our channel members, and we're not trying to, you know, make anybody, you know, feel left out, but for our channel members, you know, I try to do something, you know, and interact with them a little bit. So I gave them the opportunity to submit one question for tonight's show, because obviously, you know, you don't want to take up an hour, you know, like that. But we were doing a couple of separate Q&As just for members. But some of the questions are so freaking good that I know a lot of people who are not channel members would probably appreciate the conversation. So later on, we'll get into some of their questions. We'll have some fun. There's one that has to do with Halloween that I definitely want your input. It's like a Survivor Series match, and I don't want to reveal it yet. But oh sure, when Pedro Martinez pushed Don Zimmer, Pedro now, since he's retired, he says he wishes he could take that back. You know, I mean, Pedro's matured a lot since his years playing, but many years Pedro was not apologetic about it. Didn't he say about somebody else, or he talked about it, like, I'll drill him in the ass or something like that? Pedro was not. I like Pedro on the Mets, though. When Pedro Martinez came to the Mets, that infamous incident when the sprinklers went on, wow, I'm surprised my memory is that strong. You guys are really, like, reaching in my memory, man. This week was the 35-year anniversary when the Mets won the World Series in '86. It's one of those rare times that I remember exactly what I was doing, what I was wearing, and what went on those couple of days. Man, I wanted to go to the parade so freaking bad. And you would have thought I hung out with Gooden the night before. I woke up late. And my friends are like, you didn't have Uber back then. You know, you basically had to go take the train, and we didn't do it. Sure, Roberto Alomar spinning on the umpire. Yeah, that was pretty wild. Yeah, RMJ, I'm not into baseball like I used to. And it's not the politics standpoint. I don't know. I mean, I understand because of COVID, they improvise some things with tie games. A runner starts at second and stuff like that. I hate shit like that. But I don't think that's the reason why it turned me off. I don't know. Something about this shit. Maybe it's just being so consumed with other things. You know, because me, I mean, I'm a hardcore baseball fan. I mean, obviously, I'm just throwing things out from my memory. You can't prepare for questions like this. You know, that's why I laughed when I thought for a little while about doing a baseball podcast. A lot of you out there said, DT, why don't you do a baseball show? And I thought about it, and then I realized how insane that would be if I did one. And I laughed at others out there, quite a few others that wanted to do baseball podcasts too, because I know that they had to have been thinking what I was thinking. I'm like, wait a minute. If I do a baseball podcast, I got to like follow 30 something teams. I got to, when someone says, what do you think about the Tigers? What am I going to do? I mean, you have to prepare for 35 teams or whatever it is. And I'm not going to do that. And I wasn't going to do just Mets or Yankees. There are professionals that are doing it, acing it. But if we have a little casual combo like this, that's fine. That's fine. But that's why, if you notice, all the other people out there that said they were going to do a baseball podcast, they didn't. Because they didn't want to put in the work. Now, remember something. I do 5 shows a week, 20 to 23 shows a month. You have people out there that just do 1 show a week. Some people do 1 show every 2 to 3 weeks, and they couldn't even prepare for a baseball show. I could see if you're doing tons of shows and it's too much work. But you got people that are doing one show every 2 to 3 weeks and wouldn't even do that. That's hard, man. It's freaking hard. So I give credit to all of them for copping out like I did, because there's no way you could do that much. Michael Gonzalez, I actually think Aaron Boone is not as bad as people think. The team just didn't gel like the Mets. The problem with the Mets is Rojas kept mixing and matching players and not letting them to just start to gel and become a family. You have to give it that time. And they just would not do that, and they paid a real deep price for it. I mean, for anybody that goes back years, I want Wally Backman still to manage the Mets. My favorite manager of all time was Billy Martin, just to show you how old I am. My second favorite manager of all time, is probably Davey Johnson, but I love Billy Martin because Billy Martin forced the best out of people. Sure, he was drunk half the time and got into fights and womanized and everything like that, but that guy brought out the best. I mean, he is the ultimate manager that took chicken shit and turned it into chicken salad. So he's always been my favorite. He always will be my favorite. My vintage newspaper collection, and I know some of you have seen some of it before, I have probably about 15 newspapers related to Billy Martin. When he got fired, he got rehired and got fired again, and fired again. And unfortunately, when he died in a car accident. So, all right, I think we could move on a little bit. But I will answer this before we move on. RMJ 23, he's from Jersey. Help me settle a debate he recently had with a relative who lives in the Bronx. Has there ever been a mayor worse than de Blasio? Well, I will say this, and it'll probably be a little bit controversial. I think David Dinkins was really up there as well. The reason why I give a little slack to David Dinkins is because he came in right at the time where crack really started to really blow up. I mean, it was out there already. But there was so much turmoil going on that there was no way one mayor was going to straighten it out. Yes, Giuliani came in and cleaned everything up, but de Blasio is not very good at all. Eric Adams, I know some of you have seen it. My father has hung out with Eric Adams a few times already. I don't think I have the picture handy, but he actually went out to dinner with Eric Adams about, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago? I know I put the picture online. I don't think I have it handy. I'm looking to see if I do. Maybe. I'm looking. I will give it 2 more seconds. It doesn't look like I'm going to find it tonight. Well, you know what? If you go on my Twitter and just type in Eric Adams, you'll see the picture. My father had dinner with him about 6 weeks ago. I actually think he might be okay, but de Blasio is terrible. Dream 101, I like Curtis Lewa, but there's no way he's going to be the next mayor. No, it's not happening. It's just not happening. I mean, the guy definitely cares for the state, and, he's done a lifetime of, I think, good more than anything else, but there's no way that Curtis Lewa is going to be our next mayor. It's not even close. I'm still looking. I don't see the picture, unfortunately. It's on my social media. It's on my Twitter. So if you really want to go check it out, you can. I understand Curtis Lee was a real New Yorker, but that doesn't give you qualifications to be mayor. Look, you know what? Let's get into some channel member questions, because there's actually one question in there that actually goes with this. And the question is more for all of you out there. Doesn't matter where you live. I think you will actually relate to some of this. James Campbell. Now we got Rollins versus Big Show. Aaron Parastigar. I think that's said it right. Arian Parastigar. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for becoming a channel member, my friend. Welcome to the family. Much love, my friend. You'll get in on the Q&A for next week, I promise you. James Campbell, now that we got Rollins versus Big E, how much longer do we think until Kevin Owens turns heel and feuds with Rey Mysterio or Finn Balor? Or better yet, who turns heel first, Balor or Owens? I don't think Finn Balor will turn heel. He is one of the most over wrestlers still in WWE. And yes, I don't like the way he's been used, but he is just someone that I honestly feel that you don't turn him heel. Kevin Owens, I could see them turning him heel. But right now, Kevin Owens is also very well liked as a babyface. He likes posting pictures of his cats and his family. You know, he likes, the family life. And yes, you could be a heel and still do that as well. But, man, if you're forcing me to pick one of the two, I would say Kevin Owens. But I don't think Kevin Owens would turn heel right now. I mean, it could happen. I could see some friendly arguments. Michael Gonzalez brings up Owens feuding with Damian Priest. I think that actually would be pretty good. But Kevin Owens doesn't necessarily have to turn heel to feud with Damian Priest, but they may have to do something like that because they need to reclaim some of Damian Priest's momentum as a babyface. They took him off TV for a little while, and some of his momentum went away. But heel Balor, sure. Heel Balor is all. I want to see Finn Balor have a feud with AJ Styles, not a special match because a match was scrapped on a pay-per-view, if you know what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, that's not bad ideas, seriously. So thank you for the question, James. Mad Max 89. Were there any wrestling storylines that in the past I would have defended? They were considered bad storylines, but for one reason or another, you defended them. First one that comes to mind. And I know when I say it, people are going to be like, and I'm only choosing a storyline that a majority of you out there are aware of. Undertaker versus Undertaker. Yes, I know it was not very good. Brian Lee did the best he could as the Undertaker, but believe me when I tell you, when that happened that time, wrestling fans got trolled. And a lot of people, were wondering if it was the real Undertaker or not. Now, when you look close, you could tell it wasn't. But the storyline was not as bad as you think. The match itself was not good. And that's what everybody remembers. Everybody always remembers the shitty match more than anything else. But believe me, when Undertaker's, and what a lot of people don't understand is you got to think of the storyline with the Undertaker before this. If you remember the Undertaker being off TV and then coming back with the Undertaker, that's how you fooled a lot of people. So as far as the storyline goes, I actually defended it a little bit at that time. I didn't think it was as bad as people claimed it to be. So, so that's one that comes to mind almost immediately. So thank you for that, BMX. Paul Bielawski, he really enjoyed Halloween Havoc. He just thinks people need to give NXT 2.0 time to develop. Paul, they do. They do. It's the fringe element out there that just wants to complain about everyone that doesn't allow it. I watched people that are supposed to be like big-time journalists and podcasters ripping the shit out of the ladies in that ladder match. And they want it to be WrestleMania or at minimum pay-per-view quality. It is a developmental promotion. It is a developmental promotion. Some of these wrestlers are going to wrestle like developmental. Yes, they will improve over time. But not everybody aces a ladder match from the first time they do it. And they forget that it's a developmental. Of course, the mistakes are going to be made. You have to give a little bit more leverage. And the funny thing is they will have some of their favorite current stars in other feds right now that might be extremely young. And they botch a little here and there. They miss a spot here and there. I'll give you a good example. Dante Martin and a few others. The guy's incredible. But the guy does slip up and miss spots. You see some of the young stars in AEW with the flippy, over-the-top flippy, and a lot of times they miss terribly. Chris Statlander. I am a big fan of Chris Statlander. Missed it by that much. And what do people say? Oh, just give her time. Just give her time. Well, why is it just give her time, but someone else, it's a fucking train wreck? So, Paul, I think you're paying attention to the wrong people. And he's really surprised Zelina winning the Queen's crown. But she paid the dues better than Cambell. I know it's 2 questions, but we're not like police over here. No, I'm not surprised. That was a trinket. I'm not going to get into the whole thing again. The Queen's Crown tournament was something to sell to the Crown Prince. It's hype. It's, trying to make him, we'll give you this. We'll do the first ever this. The greatest Royal Rumble. We've been doing the Royal Rumble for decades, but this will be the greatest of all time. That'll be more. You're going to have the first ever Queen's Crown tournament. Really, I'm listening. That's not my impersonation. But I said it weeks before. There were a few women that did not want to go. There are a few women that, that wanted to go. And basically, the Crown Prince had a list of women. You pick. Who do you want to see be queen? Now, of course, Zelina cannot show skin in public in Saudi Arabia. You don't think in the privacy of their own castles that they're not looking at scantily clad women? So you look at the things, and you see Zelina Vega. Oh, give me Vega. Queen Zelina. That's what that was. And Zelina Vega, I think, deserves a little bit of a rub as well. I know it sounds messed up, but it's the entertainment business, my friend. Entertainment business. Kevon Lewis, when do I think AEW will become a publicly traded company? I don't know if it ever will be. I don't know if it ever will be. I mean, look, I don't mean to bring it up like this, but, when you see like me whipping out this Undertaker thing from 22 years ago, 23 years ago, and we're pulling out gum from 97, we're pulling other things out of nowhere, and you got lunch boxes and coloring books and all this other stuff, and AEW's got figures and shirts. When you realize the amount of merchandising that they're not doing, and they're not touring the world, and they're not doing a lot of things. So, right now, AEW, it'd be a huge mistake to become a publicly traded company. Being a publicly traded company is not always a good thing. So, right now, I don't see it in the foreseeable future. No, Michael, I think AEW will be around in 4 years. Absolutely. But, obviously, as I've said before, 95% of people out there are not paying attention to the contracts, the structure of these contracts. And when those start rolling over, WWE starts making play for some people. It's going to be really interesting. And you all, since you're paying attention to it, since we talk about it, you'll be some of the few that will say, we knew this 2 years ago. It's just others out there refuse to pay attention to it. Shane, can I remember the first day I made a show? He's following me now for 13 years. Thank you very much for that, my friend. That would be 2008. 2008. Cool. Yeah. I don't remember what I said, and I didn't record it because it was awful. In the next 2 or 3 weeks, I will put on here one of my hotline reports from 1999. So you could hear how yours truly sounded 22 years ago. I was terrible, awful. Nerd, goof, whatever you want to call me, I will accept it. I remember being in my house, still suffering big time from my car accident. And I used to call other wrestling hotlines and used to leave messages, and I would always get shout outs, and they would address my questions in very big detail. And then other people, this is how I started really. Other people who were calling hotlines would hear a hotline host addressing my question or my point. And my points about things was so interesting that other people who were calling those hotlines would leave messages reacting to what I said. And then I became, a guest on a couple of hotlines, had some great chats, discussions, and a bunch of people were like, why don't you do your own? So I'm like, I don't have connections. I don't have news. I don't have any of that. Obviously over the years, I've built some friendships and some, reliable, sources out there, but I did it right before Survivor Series. I don't remember if it was, I have the date written down somewhere. I don't remember. It's sometime in June or July of 1997. And I did it. It was right around Barely Legal, actually, or shortly thereafter. And I did my first hotline report. It was probably 15 minutes long. It was horrendous, terrible, and for some reason, people still liked it. I would say, literally every other sentence, and I really think, that, Kevin Owens, he might turn heel, and, and I would also do, yeah, I think so. Oh my God, it was horrible. So if I thought it was good, I probably would have recorded it and saved it. Who would have ever thought 25 years later, I'm sitting here talking to you? It's pretty wild, man. It's pretty weird. But I do remember that first time sitting in front of my computer and recording into the telephone and doing my report. And I was so anxious to hear the messages after. And most part, everybody's like, oh, good luck, good luck. I didn't have Don Tony, obviously. Everybody knew me as Anthony or Funker. Because Terry Funk is my favorite wrestler of all time. Funker. That was my nickname. That's why when you look at my old hotline shirts, you'll see Funker. That was me. That was my nickname. So, all right. Rams fan. Who would I punch in the mouth if given a free shot? Joe Pesci or Robert De Niro? And yes, send you a good luck prayer. 2021 has been all kinds of whack. Yes, 2021 has been whack for a lot out there. We just found out today that Hacksaw Jim Duggan, they discovered prostate cancer. Well, I don't need to remind everyone what happened to me a couple of weeks ago. His is in a much more advanced stage, and I say a prayer for Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Hope to God that he could pull through this. 2021, I remember New Year's Eve. Remember we did the podcast New Year's Eve, and I remember everybody's like, oh, thank God 2020 is out the window. Now 2021 is going to be a much better year. And I don't remember the tweet that I wrote like January 2nd, but I'm like, if people think simply because the calendar year changed that anything is going to be any different, you can't look at it like that. I truly, sincerely feel 2022 will be a better year than 2021. Right now, inflation is sick. It's crazy. You don't think too much when something goes up only $1. If you want it that bad, you pay the extra $1. But I bring it up all the time. Why don't you go in the AEW store? Why don't you go in the WWE shop store? Why don't you go in the New Japan store and buy a shirt? And God forbid if you're size 2XL or more. Who the fuck wants to pay $40 for a shirt? Remember not too long ago, $15 shirts? Ethan Page can wear $15 shirts, but if we want to wear a wrestling shirt, we got to pay 2.5 times the value. $40 shirts. Because, shipping is now $9.99. Why? I know UPS went up a little, but not that much. So, you see it across the board. I want to buy a steak. I'm not paying $60 a pound for steak. Now I'm going to tell you this one because my father owns a supermarket. For all of you out there that really like pork, that's probably why I said pork earlier. hot dogs, pork, anything but pork, ham. You watch in about a month, watch the prices of pork. Remember I told you that chicken wings was going to go up crazy price? That happened. Meat, we told you that. That happened. Now the worry is pork. Pork is going to be the next one that the prices are going to be insane. Somebody bought a car the other day, and, because I do insurance for a living. And he came in and he's like, yeah, I'm buying this car. I looked at the bill of sale. And I'm like, wait a minute. Something doesn't make sense here. I don't want to say what kind of vehicle it is. I could tell you it's a Chevy Blazer. And it's like the base model. And I'm looking at it. And it's like $40-something thousand. I'm like, wait a minute. Chevy Blazers were like $22,000, $24,000 like 2-3 years ago. $40,000 because of how expensive it is to try to ship cars right now. It's crazy. And the best part is he doesn't have GPS. He doesn't have this feature. Now he wants to buy a gas lock with the key because he doesn't have the gas thing that you push the button and the thing pops out. No, you just pull with your hand. Now he's afraid that maybe somebody walking by is going to open his gas tank and pee in it. Because that's what a lot of punks, including yours truly, when we were teenagers, we would walk around the neighborhood. Anybody that we didn't like, we would put sugar in their gas tank. If we had to go pee and we were walking around the neighborhood, we would just open the thing and just pee in somebody's tank. The worst thing that we ever did to somebody's car, and I swear to God, it may sound funny right now, but if that was my car, I would shoot somebody. I'm not kidding. I must have been probably 14 years old at the time. And there was this guy that every time we hung out in front of his house late at night, he would threaten to call the cops. Even if we were not blasting radio, we would just be hanging out right by the park, and he would yell out his window, "Get away from my house. I'm going to call the fucking cops." So one day, everybody decided to fuck with his car. And it was in a summer day, and I don't remember what kind of car it was, but it was a beautiful, beautiful car. Maybe that's why he was freaking out. And one day in the summertime, we popped open the gas tank. My friend peed in his gas tank. We went to Otto's Deli. Somebody bought American cheese. Somebody bought liverwurst. Somebody bought things, and they just threw it all over his car. And because it was the summertime and the summer heat, by the next day, the shit stuck to his paint like glue. He had eggs all over his car. We peed in it, put liverwurst and cheese all over it, and it just caked into the paint. Of course he knew it was us. Yeah, we were kind of messed up back then. So, yeah, Dream, you think I'm kidding? Do a Google search. $40,000 for a Chevy Blazer right now. I mean, semi-loaded, but still. I'm not paying $40,000 for a Chevy Blazer unless it comes with some Queen. We'll just leave it there. I'm going to get my mouth into trouble. All right. Next question. We only have a couple more. Chris L., if we assume that this marks the end for Ring of Honor, which really sucks, I'm going to say something in a minute. Which Ring of Honor talent would make the best free agents? He thinks Jay Lethal, Shane Taylor, Brody King, and the Briscoes. Okay, first of all, I freaking love Jay Lethal. I have told many stories on these shows of going to Jersey All Pro. And anybody that ever went to Jersey All Pro when Jay Lethal first came into pro wrestling, you know what I'm about to say is 1,000% fact. And you do know what I'm about to say. One of the coolest things about Jay Lethal, watching him when he first broke into wrestling, was his family sitting in the boondocks in the corner and always rooting, just cheering for him and just having an unbelievable time. Jay Lethal is one of the good guys in wrestling. I know there was some accusations, but truly, truly, he's not what some people have accused him to be. But the thing is this, and I say this with the utmost sincerity, Jay Lethal was in TNA for many years. And Jay Lethal, there were opportunities where he could have gone to WWE or other places. Why, after all of these years, do people now think, oh, Jay Lethal would be a megastar if he signed somewhere else? Why weren't they saying that 5 years ago, 10 years ago? You know, more at that time, oh, did you see the back and forth with him and Ric Flair? Woo, woo, woo. Briscoes, you know, maybe an appearance in AEW in a street fight or something like that. But, you know, I mean, what, MLW? See, the point I'm trying to make, Chris, and I'm not trying to be a jerk about this, but I'm just telling it like it is. If Ring of Honor shuts down tomorrow and MLW picks up half these wrestlers, tell me what is so different between Ring of Honor and MLW. If Ring of Honor was such this gigantic company that suddenly millions of people give a shit about, then how come the pay-per-view buy rates were sometimes less than 2,000? Then how come a lot of their shows would only draw 400 or 500 people? 2 rows. Right before the pandemic, there were shows online. They had 2 rows of fans. Everybody gives a shit when something is about to close. When Ring of Honor every year, year after year after year, yes, WrestleMania weekend because everybody's in town for WrestleMania. Oh my God, they drew 2,000 people. Oh, they drew Madison Square Garden. Yeah, with the help of another promotion. And if it wasn't WrestleMania weekend, it wouldn't have happened. You know, come on. I don't want to see Ring of Honor shut down. There's a lot of people who want that company to succeed. Sinclair's got him by the balls. But for people out there to put these odes to Ring of Honor, these fucking tributes with soft, sad music and, oh, those are the memories and this and that. They didn't give 2 flying fucks for the most part about Ring of Honor for the last 5 years especially. If they did, they would have bought the pay-per-views. They would have paid to go to the shows. They would have been publicizing it. You know what I saw the last couple of days? I saw podcasters. If any Ring of Honor star wants to come on my show and talk about what happened and showcase what they offer, do you people really think that a majority of those people are doing that because they really care about the... No. They want to get attention to their own show. Ring of Honor stars, come on my show. Speak without it. Sell yourself to all my 63 fans. People aren't stupid. People aren't stupid. When you saw all these Ring of Honor, why do you think they don't have the TV deals that people always thought they were going to have? Why do you think that they were not part of the 5 family meeting last year? So people suddenly caring that much. I'm not saying, Chris, you didn't care, but I'm saying a lot of people out there. Just the beauty about Twitter is that, yes, you could delete old tweets, but you can't create old tweets. And you go to some of these winners out there, just go on their Twitter history and just type in Ring of Honor with quotes, and you see how many tweets they posted. What are they going to say? My computer crashed. Oh, all my tweets, they disappeared. I don't know what happened. There must have been an outage. There must have been a Russian hacker. I got hacked. Some Ring of Honor hacker hacked my account, deleted only my Ring of Honor tweets. Come on. Ring of Honor has been dying for a long time. I don't want to see anybody shut down because of COVID. Ring of Honor is the first big wrestling casualty due to COVID. Guess what? There will be others. That's why all the last 5-6 years, when people were saying wrestling boom, the stress that comes from news feels like no matter how much he tries to avoid it, he still has apprehensions from mainstream outlets, keep stressing him out. Oh, I don't know if I should be giving this advice to all of you out there. If you're talking about mainstream news, the world, politics, inflation, I'm aware of it, but I don't give a shit anymore. I honestly don't care anymore. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. That's weird. Anybody having technical problems? I don't think so. I'm aware of what's going on, but I don't give a shit anymore. Honestly, I stopped caring. I stopped caring before Trump was out of office. I don't want anybody to think, oh, that's because Trump lost. Now you don't care. No, I didn't vote for him last year. I stopped caring. I care about my country. I care about my family. I care about my fiance. I care about my friends. I care about all of you. And believe me, I don't mean it, in a very personal way, but I care about us having great shows and escape. Everybody that says that they're dealing with depression or dealing with other issues and my shows are an escape for you, it's an escape for me also. That's all I care about. I'm at my age now that I'm not going to have any kids. My fiance keeps asking me about kids. I don't want to have kids. All right, I'm just being honest. I'm at the stage of my life right now. I have personal good friends of mine who died, not because of COVID. Yes, some died because of drug history and other issues. They didn't take care of themselves. But I'm at the age right now, I don't know how many years my mom has left on this earth. She was clinically pronounced dead 2 times, and then a third when she had the heart surgery about, 4 years ago, whatever it was. My dad in January almost died. For a brief moment on Patreon, I showed the picture of the incision that goes from his neck all the way down to his belly button. You all know what happened. And you see all this tension in this world, and I see all this horrible stuff going on in this world. And guess what? I've realized there is nothing I can do to change that. Oh, well, you should vote. I'm only one person. So how do I deal with it? And you take this as advice, take it however you want. How I deal with what's going on in this world is simple. I only care about my immediate surroundings, my family, my friends, my neighbors, anybody that I personally come across to, all of you online, anybody I associate with, that's what I care about. Anything outside of that, I really don't care anymore. I want to be as happy as I possibly can. The less that I care about Washington, the less I care about crazy shit going on overseas, the less I care about other things that far away, the happier I seem to be. I treat people around me like I want to be treated. And it sucks because even online, you come across people and sometimes you can't tell who is legit, who is not legit, who is fake. Yesterday, I got into an argument with someone online that, simply because, Adam Bomb posted a picture of him with Sergeant Slaughter and said 2, like Marine heroes or whatever it is. And somebody who claims to be a veteran got very angry at that photo, that Sergeant Slaughter is a fake. And me, I took the stance that, you know what? Sergeant Slaughter has been looking out for veterans and for fans and has done so much good in his entire life that when you serve, you're not trained. Because I know I only went in boot camp and I couldn't handle it. I got an honorable discharge. But when you are taught to serve, you're taught to serve, period. Not just when you're on the battlefield. You're taught to respect and serve your neighbors, everybody else in your entire life. And that's the only point I was making. And then next thing you know, I'm in the middle of a Twitter spat with people online. And I'm saying to myself, I'm like, I know a true veteran would not tell me that I got kicked out of the service because I ate too much cum. That's what went on yesterday. And then, I realized, okay, I can't tell who is legit online and who is not. And I sent a message to the guy personally. I'm like, look, I have no way of knowing that you're legit. But if you are, I thank you for your service. And I apologized for going a little over the top. Well, guess what? That wasn't good enough. Next thing you know, I got trolls. There's your troll word again. Telling me this ain't over and this and that. I'm like, you see, this is what I mean about online. This is why I don't socialize that much on social media and elsewhere, because you get almost like sucked in to these arguments, and then next thing you know, you got this person saying dumb shit and this person saying dumb shit and this person, and then I say something dumb shit, and it's like, man, none of that ends up good for anybody. So I only care about my immediate surroundings. I see somebody on the street, I told you, I hold the door open 9 times out of 10, person says thank you. Once in a blue moon, I don't need you to hold the door. My apologies. I walk into a store. If most people are wearing a mask, I'll put the mask on so the person next to me doesn't feel freaked out, thinking that I might have COVID, even though I had 3 shots. So I only care about my immediate surrounding. I try to treat people like I want to be treated. That's it. And I see some people bringing up Charlotte Flair. It's not really news, but WWE pulled Charlotte Flair from some media appearances that was coming up. Very, very smart. Very smart to do that. It's not because Charlotte's in the doghouse. WWE announced today that tomorrow, since they're going to be on FS1, in case you're not aware of it, because of the World Series, so SmackDown will be on FS1 tomorrow, but they're going to do replays immediately after. So if you miss SmackDown Live tomorrow, you could watch it at 10 o'clock on FS1. Yes, it's going up against Rampage. Yes, you could interpret it however you want. Who is the 4 people on the banner that WWE advertised? Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair. They pulled Charlotte Flair from the media appearances, not because she's in the doghouse, but because WWE is not stupid. They know that there are people out there drooling to try to hit Charlotte with gotcha questions, to try to hit her with, what happened at SmackDown? There's a lot of Mike Johnsons out there that try to hit people with the gotcha stuff, even if they come across as friendly and this and that. Oh, no, we will not bring it up. We promise. And then once the cameras roll, Charlotte, what happened backstage? Care to talk about it? And what is she supposed to do? Is she supposed to throw people under the bus? Is she supposed to defend herself? Is she supposed to say, I don't want to talk about it? It's a no-win situation. Good for WWE to pull Charlotte from those media appearances. Good. They did the right thing. Austin, you'll never get rid of social media. You know what was funny? Seriously, anybody that's been following me for at least 10 years, remember back in 06, 07, 08, when I did it once in a while on these shows too, but back at that time, and yes, it was only audio only, so you could only hear it, but how many times going back 14, 15 years that I used to say on the shows, Facebook is like a drug. It's like heroin. Twitter came along. Twitter is like heroin. I need that hit. I need to, say something that's going to get attention. Hey, everybody, AEW is on tonight. Time for me to take a cheese grater to my nuts. Oh, I'm going to watch paint dry. I'm going to count how many dust particles are on my bed tonight. Anything for attention. And I brought this up before. Mish and I had a hilarious time watching this, and it's sad at the same time. It happened about 5 years ago. It happened again 2 years ago. I have a little health scare. I show proof, obviously. And a lot of people online, a lot of you that care, reached out. Hey, brother, praying for you. See 2 people online. 2-3 days later, you can picture it. I want some of that. Hey, everybody, say a prayer for me. I got a couple of things going on right now, and I could really use the prayer. Oh. Then maybe like 6 months later, something else happened. I think this was right around the time I was going to get the diverticulitis surgery. I said, Mish, I bet you $1. Bet you $1 that a bunch of these people, you watch somebody. So I posted about my diverticulitis surgery. This is about 2.5 years ago. And sure enough, literally 24 hours later, one of those 6 people that we always would see do this once in a while. Hey, everybody, say a prayer for me. I got to go to the doctor tomorrow. I might need to get surgery about something, blah, blah, blah. It would, copy every time. And it was just like ridiculous. Like, and the best part, the best part. There was a WrestleMania not too long ago. And a lot of people were going to get together. This is not the Lucky 13, by the way. But a lot of people were going to get together. And I couldn't hang out either. But, I was like, look, I got to work. And by the time I get out, I can't do this. This was on a Friday. So there was someone else who was going to hang out also. And it's not anybody I did shows with. So let's get that out of the way. I don't want anybody to think the worst. But there was one person that for about 6 months just kept writing about, I can't wait to hang out with you guys. I can't wait for all of us to get together. I can't wait for all of us to get together. Blah, 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 blah. And he did it so much that I said to Mish, I said, Mish, this guy ain't coming down. And this was like 2 years before Mania, before Lucky 13. And he said, this guy's not coming down. There ain't no way. Oh, no, he is. Of course he is. He said he's going to, drive down and this and that, blah, blah, blah. I said, Mish, I bet you any amount of money he doesn't. Now, it ends up, I couldn't go, and Mish couldn't come down to New York either. So none of us got together. When it came time for this guy, he claimed that, without revealing too much, that somebody who is a fan of his flew down to his area and said that I'm in for the weekend. Could you come pick me up at the airport? And the guy claims that he picked up this chick from the airport, drove her back to his house, slept with her all weekend, and when he woke up that Sunday to, I guess, take her to the airport or home or something, he woke up and she was already gone. And we're talking about someone who 5 years ago would have been about 30, 32 years old. I mean, you don't even write that on as a horrible Lifetime movie. Instead of just saying, look, I couldn't come down. I had to work. I slept. Whatever. I couldn't go. I had to work. Mish couldn't fly down to New York. We were all going to get together and we were going to hang out. And this person says, oh, no, I got laid all weekend. Oh, who is she? Oh, she's somebody who just loved, this is an indie wrestler. I'll leave it at that, indie wrestler. And I think maybe 6 months later, we were in a live chat online. And this person was in the chat. And we were just talking about random things. And something came up about women. And I don't remember who it was, but someone said to the person, have you talked to so-and-so since that weekend? And the person's answer is, who? So-and-so. Who's that? I mean, why make up crazy shit like that? I'll reveal something stupid about me. I can't believe I'm going to reveal this. I can't believe I'm going to reveal this. Boy, I'm going to get laughed at. I think I might have told this story once before. I worked for Finest Supermarkets when I was 16 years old. No, actually, I was 14 years old. Because I worked for my father for a little while, but I wasn't driving yet, and I couldn't go all the way to Howard Beach, especially when I wanted to leave, unless I stood until the store closed. I had no way of getting home. I worked in a supermarket when I was 14 years old, and one of my friends started seeing one of the cashiers. Another one of my friends who worked in produce started dating one of the managers there or something like that. Me, I was the only guy out of our crew that, got anything. So what I did was I went to a store and I bought a card and I filled out the card to myself and I just put like your secret admirer or something like that. And I put my name on the envelope and I made the biggest mistake that I could ever make. Do I have a pen here? You will laugh your ass off. I can't believe I'm telling this story. Do I have a pen? Please let me have a pen. A marker, anything. I don't think I have one. This really sucks. Wait, no. I don't have a pen. Shit. Do I have a furniture marker? It doesn't feel like there's any. Okay. All right. I think I could do it. All right. The ink is not really, it's dried up, but you could get the point. So I wrote out this card and said something like, Anthony, I think you're hot or something like that. And I just put a bunch of hearts and I put your secret admirer and I closed the envelope out and I put my name in the front. And when I showed it to my friends and I said, look, I found this in the deli, they all looked at it and they started laughing at me. And I was like, what's so funny? And they walked away and they were just hysterically laughing. And I'm trying to say to myself, like, why are they laughing? Because whenever I fill out cards, I always would write my name and then do a swirl. Right now, if I go inside and pull any anniversary card, Christmas card, Valentine's card to my fiance, on the envelope, I write her name, and I always do this underneath. I've been doing it since I was a kid. So my biggest mistake was on the envelope, I wrote my name different so it didn't look like my handwriting, but I put the swirl. So I had no idea why they were laughing at me. Might have been 6 hours later, we were hanging out, and I heard somebody say the swirl, and they started laughing. And I didn't know what they were talking about at first, and then it hit me. I fucking drew the swirl underneath my name, so they knew that I wrote out the card. I denied it. I have never admitted it, but that is true. At 14 years old, just so I could feel like I got, somebody, possibly to hook up with, I bought my own card, wrote it out to myself, gave myself compliments that I had no business doing, and I changed the writing. I wrote it like this, and when I sealed it up, I put the fucking swirl. Next week, I will pull an envelope, and I will show you an example of what I still do. I still do it to this day. That is a true story. Austin thinks maybe I did tell his story once before. There's a little bit of ice in here. So if you notice, we're mixing in questions with this. So we got to speed this up now. So this is what we'll do. Let me get into the rest of these questions. This should only be maybe like 2, 3. Then we'll do the Undertaker, and then we'll take some calls and call it a night. JL, what's up, DT? With Halloween coming up, what's the best costume I've ever done? If so, everyone would love photos if I have any. I've shown you online, and I think it's on my Twitter account too, pictures of me and my brother. I dressed up as C-3PO, I think, when Star Wars first came out. And I don't remember who he dressed up as. It might have been R2-D2 or something like that. I don't remember. I got to find the picture, but it is online. That's the only Halloween costumes I think I have pictures of. I went to a club once with my ex-girlfriend in the early 90s and dressed up as the devil. And to me, that was my favorite costume of all time because I actually danced. Now, remember, anybody that knows me a long time knows the Papagiorgio story that since 1988, I never danced again after I got laughed out of the building by a bunch of girls. But in like 1991, I went to a costume party and I dressed up as a devil and I had this big giant rubber mask over my head and I was drinking and I just started dancing. And it wasn't that bad. And the only reason why I don't count that from the Papagiorgio incident is because nobody knew it was me. Because I had the mask and everything on, I'm like, if I'm dancing like shit, it doesn't matter. Nobody knows who it is. I could just turn around and I could just say it. And it was the owner of the club. This is that. And I just was like, going like this and, doing a little up rocking and stuff. And I actually had fun that night. So because I had the mask on, nobody knew it was me. So if I danced like shit, I could just disguise my voice. Hey, great party going on over here. Hey. So, that's the extent of it, to be honest with you. Let's see. Nero Faye, my favorite Halloween moment in wrestling. As a kid, the first Saturday night's main event, I think that wasn't that Halloween when they had everybody in the back and, they did the apple bobbing. And I always remember Miss Elizabeth trying to do the apple with Roddy Piper. They looking like they're having some neurological problem. And you look at Macho Man and, ooh, you're getting a little close there. Hey. That's probably my favorite one. Roddy Piper. You remember when he was at the house, didn't he put bowling balls in? I remember Tony Schiavone on a WCW Halloween Havoc. Tony Schiavone at his house, if you've ever seen that. Yeah, I don't know if I would do any up rocks anymore, but I used to actually be able to go like this. Now I look like the guy from Fresh Prince. But my fiance is telling me, you better dance at our wedding. So you probably will see footage of me next year finally dancing for the first time in 33 years without a mask. So those really come to mind here. I went to an ECW event where it was Halloween and some wrestlers cosplayed other wrestlers. And it was just a fun time. That's why I really had no problem yesterday with the main event, the Elite versus the Dark Order, dressing up a little bit. I was fine with it. I mean, it's Halloween. I think people are really, I see the whole Adam Cole stuff today. I'm like, come on, people, seriously? I mean, I think that's a little ridiculous. He was having fun. Life's about having fun. I think this is the final question. There might be one more, but this might be the last one. Larry C is a traditional Survivor Series match dork. If we can make, and this is where I need your help, everyone. If we can make a 5-on-5 match, on one side, you have horror film characters like Jason, Freddy, those characters. And on the other 5, we have wrestlers. So one side is serial killers. The other side are wrestlers. Who would you be a 5-on-5? For me, as far as horror characters, I'd have to go with Jason. I probably would go with Leatherface because of the chainsaw. I would choose Michael Myers. I would choose Freddy Krueger because even when those wrestlers got hacked, if they didn't die, when they would go to sleep at night, Freddy Krueger would just keep trolling them. So maybe Pinhead. Maybe, was it Pinhead? What's the guy's name? Is it Pinhead? Those would probably be my 5. Who should they beat the fuck out of? I think Baron Corbin would probably be on my 5. I think Kalisto. Never liked Kalisto. Just listening to Kalisto, screaming in pain back in the day. Or Hornswoggle. Hornswoggle begging for mercy on Vince McMahon with the lights off is a little mindgasm for me. Who should we put on the wrestler side to face the horror characters? Let's see some good choices here. Let's see some good choice. Only wrestlers. You can't choose promoters. What wrestlers could we put on that side? Pinhead, yes. The clown from It is good one too. Candyman is good. Oh, fuck Chucky. I'd put Chucky on the wrestler side, but he never wrestled. I wouldn't want to see MJF hacked. I know MJF is huge heel, but if you choose MJF, that's fine. But I think King Corbin should be on that list. Who else should be on that list? Let's use wrestlers for today. Yeah, Hornswoggle DX was horrible. That was one of the first Photoshops that I ever did beautifully. When they were in the back with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, it's still on my show page. I Photoshopped a big sword in Triple H's hand, and they grabbed Hornswoggle and it looked like, but then, you know, you think of terrorists and stuff, you're like, it's probably not a good picture to put up there. Yeah, Larry doesn't like Matt Riddle either. I could tolerate Matt Riddle now. I actually think, you know, he's been doing a great job. Let's see. Who are we killing off? Dana Brooke. We're going to make it intergender? Okay, we could put Dana Brooke. Sean KB. Is that the story where I was drunk and took a dump on my friend's patio, left a note? It was me. I never left a note. If I had paper to leave a note, I would have wiped my ass with it. Yeah, I feel bad because one of the brothers does still tune into the shows. And yeah, no bullshit. In fact, his cousin still tunes into the shows too. They found out many, many years later. I'll tell the dump story in a moment. But let's pick the 5. You want to put all a hit row? Yes, Marco Stunt. Absolutely. You throw the ideas up and I will choose out of the ideas. So we got Dana Brooke. Absolutely. Marco Stunt. Absolutely. So that's 2. Corbin, I think he's going to have championship gold in the next couple of weeks. I really do. Sooner than later. I hate to say it. Marco Stunt, yes. Who else? We got to put 3 more people fast, because we're starting to run out of time here. Let me see if there's any other questions. Okay, we don't have any more questions with that. Okay, good. So thank you, channel members, for some good questions. Ogogo is all right. Von Wagner, even though he looks like he should be Lurch in like some cheap Munsters remake, I can't, you know, belittle the guy. Brock Anderson. Yes, Kavan. That is a good one. The wrestler of the week. Seriously. That was, if he was a Make-A-Wish or it was a Connor's Cure, and you want to do it as a friendly gesture, like when you have some kid who's sick and he runs or wheels down the football field and he gets a touchdown. Yes, it's a special emotional moment. It makes the kid feel like $1 million. Beautiful. I'm not making fun of him. Beautiful. But Brock fucking Anderson, some reason main events of Dynamite, and then AEW actually puts on their website, Wrestler of the Week, Brock Anderson. If I'm Brock Anderson and I'm looking in my hotel mirror and I'm looking at myself, seriously, how could you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I was the Wrestler of the Week? I did a damn good job. And I didn't even need a Glock. I mean, come on, man. You do that for a Make-A-Wish. You do that for someone for a special cause. This motherfucker who is greener, do I have anything green? I don't have nothing green. Do I have anything green? Wow, I have nothing green. I have nothing green. I'm not kidding. I'm literally looking everywhere. There's nothing green. Nothing. He's still young in his career. But no, we got to make him feel like Wrestler of the Week. Seriously. They ever do the rise and fall of AEW, I hope they have a special segment. Brock Anderson. That's it. Just write Brock Anderson. That's it. So we got 3. QT Marshall is very important behind the scenes. But on camera, though, QT Marshall is as important as the toe jam in my toes. I put QT Marshall in there, too. I want to see him try to sell like he's this major superstar when Michael Myers just gives him one. Seriously. I like Max Caster. In fact, he's involved in a charity drive right now. It's a really cool limited edition plaque. I'm going to try to win that sucker. That's all I'm going to say. So I like Max Caster. So we got to put one more person in there. One more person. Who do we put? I'm not into horror films anymore, Joe D. I haven't been into horror films in a very, very long time. Riddick Moss, he's irrelevant. He's just irrelevant. Reggie, yes, Lee, thank you. Reggie. Seriously, you know what I want Reggie to do? I want him to have that entrance where he dumps over like they used to do with Sin Cara. I want him to do that, and as he's flying up in the air, I want Jason to go psh, and just see his legs like hit like Corey Graves in the head. Seriously. I want him to go to the ring and dive in the air, and while he's in the air, Jason just takes the legs out. That's it. He goes on the floor, and that's it. Yeah, try flipping now, motherfucker. Seriously. We're just kidding. We're talking horror films. I don't wish ill on any of those people. I know I'm going to get feedback saying, wow, love freaking tonight's episode. Yeah, I wish every episode we could do this. It's the easiest stuff to do. Just sit back and just talk stupid. But obviously, we got to keep the stupidity for one night. But, all right. Let's get this thing open. Hopefully this freaking thing works. Again, that is the front of the box. The electronic battling bop bag. It's the same company that made the Goldberg one. Remember that? I'm gonna rip you apart like a bad porn film. I'm gonna rip you apart. So the Undertaker talks. Now, I think he only has 3 phrases because back in 1998, technology sucked. But, yeah, we'll take this out of the box. It is brand new. We'll change the batteries. Hopefully the freaking thing works because without it saying anything, it's really worthless in my opinion. I like Corey Graves, by the way. So if he gets hit in the head with Reggie's legs, that's just by happenstance. So, all right. We have compromised the box see, now I'm biting off the beast. Whenever he says we have compromised something, I can't help but to say that. We have compromised the box. It is brand new. It's very purple. Okay. The box has been compromised. In fact, you know what we'll do? Let's put in the corner. There we go. All right. Ooh, I almost dropped it. So this is the talking. Oh, it needs a screwdriver. Oh, but I think I'm prepared. We got a screwdriver here. That screwdriver is not going to cut it. Let's see. This might be good. I should realize now with these things that they use these freaking, should just be like a clip. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Now, these are the original batteries, remember? Let's see if you can hear this. The batteries are dead. Sounds like a record and very slow speed. So hopefully these batteries didn't leak. They've been in here for 23 years. I can't believe they still freaking work. Look, the plastic is still sealed on here. So let's see. I'm unscrewing it. Okay. We're almost there. And I'm sorry for my audio friends out here. The reason why I do video is so we can have some fun visually. So, I know the majority of the show, the audio part is fine, but I don't know. Okay, the screw is off. Okay, the batteries are in good shape. What kind of batteries did they use back then? Let's see. Ooh, one feels a little slippery. These were, I never heard of this brand. Vinic. Can you see this? Vinic. I thought it said Vinny for a minute. My cousin Vinny. Vinic batteries. I have never heard of Vinic batteries. Vinnic. When did these batteries expire? Let's see. These batteries expired in, I'm looking for a date. I don't even see a date on here. Huh. There's no date on these batteries. I mean, they're not that old. They're 23 years old. Huh. All right. Well, we don't have to spend too much time on batteries. So let's, yeah, that battery fell. All right, let's put the battery in. Let me just make sure I could hear it. Oh, yeah, it works. It works. All right. So let's put the screw back on. You know, let's do this the right way, because I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna, you know, blow this thing up after we blow it up. But maybe I'll give this to somebody, and you'll know what'll happen. It'll pop up on eBay for $100. Because on eBay, all the ones that are up there, because I checked, I was curious to see what the value is. On eBay, there aren't any. There's no talking Undertaker ones on eBay. So it works. So we will put this aside for a minute. It has the original instructions because this is brand new in the box. Before inflating, fill bottom with water for bounce back action. We are not filling it up with water this time. I have charged the portable air pump cordless. So here's the pouch for the talking thing. So let's open this thing up. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. I see an Undertaker logo. Oh, that's the bottom. All right. So there you go. He's got no eyeballs. He's got no eyeballs. No eyeballs. Rest in peace. He's got no eyeballs. Why is he grabbing his stomach? Well, anyway, let's blow this thing up. Let's blow it up. Now, for those on the audio, it's like a little it's like leaky. It's a little leaky. Now, for those, he's got no pupils. Thank you very much, Charlie. Be specific. When we play this back for my audio-only friends out there, I will edit out 95% of the pump sound because I don't think they want to just sit here and hear this pump for 2 minutes. So we will stick it in the ass. The pump has been stuck in the ass, and let's do it. It's going. It's going. I like this pump. Very, very cool. It's getting there. It's going to fill pretty quick. We should see the head pop up very soon. It's coming. It's almost there. It's almost there. I would say it's about halfway. When you start seeing things like pull up, we're there. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. Let's see if we can turn this around. Let's see if we can turn it around like this. All right. Let's see if it becomes erect. Here it comes. There it comes. I'm gonna rip you apart. Let's go. All right, we are there. Okay. All right. Thank you for hanging out. Bear with it. There we go. That is your Undertaker battling bop bag. So now what we're supposed to do is, ow, motherfucker. Oh, shit. We're having problems here. Okay. It's still all right. I dropped the thing on my foot and the thing popped out. So it's okay. It's not broken. All right. So let's do this. We're supposed to put the speaker thing in the back over here. It's got Velcro. So you just line it up with the speaker. There we go. Then we're supposed to just beat it up. All right. So we ready? Let's start fucking with this thing. Shut up. Oh, you motherfucker. This thing sucks, man. Oof. This fucking thing just said oof. All right, hold on. We got to get a little leverage here. Let's see. That's. I'll put the speaker back here. This is better. Yeah. Yeah. Vince Russo never liked you. So, yeah, hold on. Oh, this is not working out all that great here. All right, here we go. Okay. I think we're good now. Yeah, we got Vince Russo here. This is for all the times that that Vince Russo, that you put him down with a storyline idea. Shut up. You'll bury nothing. Oof, my balls. All right. Enough. I won't destroy it, though. I won't destroy it. I will put it back in the box nicely. And we'll probably just give it to somebody. I have somebody in mind that is a huge Undertaker fan. So let me just, oh shit, the air doesn't want to come out. That's pretty funny. Look, the air doesn't want to come out. But I don't know if this was worth the money back then. Look, there you go. Undertaker. Stand up, stupid. There we go. That's the Undertaker. Oh, fuck you. Rest my balls. Watch. Oof. The fuck? I never heard the Undertaker go, oof.
I'll bury you.
Oof.
I'll bury you. Rest in peace.
It is better than the Goldberg one. You know, we still haven't opened the Nitro colognes yet. I'm almost tempted to open one up now, but I want to open it up with the lady here because I wanted to smell it and say, you know, is it nice? I want to get a lady's perspective. So maybe Saturday we'll pop this open. So anyway, we'll take calls for like 15 minutes and then call it. I know we went a little bit over. You know, it's something I got to get used to over here. But if we want to take a few calls, by all means, you'll be able to call in. And like I said, all I ask is just keep, you know, questions right to the point so we can take as many as we can. We'll take calls for about 15 minutes. Oof. I never in my entire life ever heard the Undertaker go, oof. Maybe he does that. Even when he got hit, you would hit him, he would just go. I don't remember the Undertaker going, oof. Oof. And that's probably his voice too. All right, Mark. I hate doing that, but all right, Mark. We need you to record a couple of sound bites for the new Undertaker Battlin bot bag. All right, what am I supposed to say? Rest in peace. I'll bury you. Oof. 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 I remember Undertaker ever saying oof. 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 That's how you spell oof? Remember the other thing? He told us where to get off. Look, oof. O-H-F-F-F-F. Isn't that oof? Oaf. Oaf. I'll bury you. All right. That was what it was. I think I like chewing the old gum better. Seriously. That was not fun. I dropped the air thing on my foot. Almost broke my light. Almost broke my microphone. By the way, I have a new boom mic setup coming. The stand will be over me from now on, so we won't see microphone anymore. The microphone will be above me. So it's on pre-order. It hasn't even been shipped out yet. They're brand new. So as soon as I get that, we'll have a little microphone upgrade here. So, oof. So by the way, if Brian Clark is tuning in today, I want to thank you again, my friend. Very, very generous of him. If you missed it on Monday, he sent me 2 autographed micro brawlers. He sent me the number 1 and number 2. So when those go on sale, the first ever one, I was going to send the number 1 to Mish, but I might have to send him number 2 instead. I might have to flip a coin. I think that might be the right way to go, because I like the idea of having the first ever autographed micro brawler. I don't ever want to settle for number 2, So anyway, all right. Yeah, it probably would have been more fun if we weren't doing a show, but at my age, if I'm playing with a Battlin bop bag and I'm not doing it for show purposes, I don't know if that would be such a great idea. So, all right. Let's grab a little cold air. My air conditioner says it's on 62 and it's off. Oof. It's oof. All right. It's a little hot in here. Look, see, I even got lights flashing. See, I got little portable lights. I don't know if you could see this. I don't know if you could see that. See if you could see this. Yeah, they do different things, see? Got bright lights. When I was having the rotating colors, I don't know if you could see this. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. You see the rotating colors? When I was having the background, if you saw the back, you would see like the background go. That's what those lights were. I got lights everywhere, but I haven't been using them all. So, all right, let's open the phone lines. 833-366-8686 or 225-366-8669. Nobody has anything to talk about tonight. We could call it earlier. I'm not going to object. So let me just take this off. Do not disturb. I completely forgot to load the thing, by the way, but it'll take me literally 2 seconds. So, okay. The do not disturb is officially off. Fun show tonight. Not much preparation, which was great. Hey, you're on. Who's this?
Hey, DT, this is Dave Peralta. How you doing?
Hey, hey, what's going on?
I'm good, man. How you been?
I can't complain. Under the circumstances, sometimes you got to act like a little kid, have fun. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely.
By the way,
hey, I wanted to,
before you say, I just want to let everybody know that this thing in the stores, it originally sold for $9.99.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So in 1998, this was $10. So. In case anybody's curious.
I remember as a kid to this day, this is back in like the late 99 or 2000 pretty much, they used to sell the toy cars from WWF in the Attitude Era.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever get a chance to check those out.
They still linger. Like you could still find them at places, but there's something like, and I know it's because of the economy being bad, but there's some wild stuff going on eBay right now because I go on there just to check to see what things are worth sometimes, because some people say to me sometimes, E.T., maybe you shouldn't open that up. Maybe it's worth, got nice value to it. And I look at certain things that I had before, and like, I'll give you an example. I gave my former co-host Kev Castle a WWF pinball machine about 4 years ago, sealed in the box, never opened. And at that time, it probably was worth about maybe like $100 on eBay, sealed brand new. Now you go on eBay, and the cheapest you could find it is like $350. I mean, even like I brought it up the other day, Undertaker pictures. Like I had someone who hooked to take a photo for Tim Tapp, who did that great Daphne artwork, and I'm putting it up soon, but he wanted something with the Undertaker. And when I went online to see like what the average price is right now, Undertaker photos are like $200. And that's a little crazy. I mean, at times you could get an Undertaker autograph photo for about $50-$60. Now the cheapest is usually around $2. But a lot of the old WWF, WCW stuff, you could still come across, you know, if you look. I mean, and not everybody's out there is always looking for that stuff. So sometimes you can find a couple of things at real cheap prices. But, you know, and there's some people that are just asking for way too much money.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you want. That's meaningful to you, most importantly. That's what it's all about, man.
I have somebody sending me a Sting beanie bag. I don't even want to post a picture yet. I thought there was something wrong with it. And when, there's someone that checks out the show, he's like, I got something for you that people will laugh their asses off. And I said, what is it? He says, it's something with Sting. So I'm like, yeah, send it to me. He says, I'll send you a photo. You let me know if you want it. It's a beanbag. The hair, the hair, how do I say this without getting myself in trouble? It looks like if you took Bray Wyatt's dreadlocks, spray painted them black, and then doubled it. His hair looks like this, and it looks like all like dreadlocks. It just looks like a mop. If you put Mop and Glow and mop the floor, you clean your floor. I don't know what they were trying to do, but it's legit. I looked it up. The hair is, you got to see it. I didn't even know Sting had hair. It's like this. It's like this. It looks like Don King with dreadlocks. People will laugh. Yeah. It's a beanbag.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So,
I mean, you know what? It was at the time. So like, what can you say? What can you say? I wanted to tell you, after we had a conversation 2 weeks ago when I was at Comic-Con, the next day I got to meet up with Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross. They were cool.
Yeah. They are cool. Yeah, and I like that those two still are getting together as much as they do. They have a very, very close friendship. And yes, it's business because they're doing autograph signings, but they still are very, very close. And that's nice to see.
Yeah. And also last Saturday, I got a chance to go to Brooklyn Horror Con, and I got a chance to meet up with Tommy Dreamer.
Oh, nice.
Very, very nice guy in person, as expected. We talked for about an hour about ECW and wrestling, about how ECW paved the way to wrestling in general. And he really admired about what I had to say about some stuff. Because I told him, look, I felt bad that I missed out watching ECW during the late 90s, early 2000s, because I didn't know that ECW on TNT was on a Friday night. And normally for me as a 6 or 7-year-old, I was just watching Cartoon Network on a Friday night. So I felt pretty bad about that. Yeah. But learning about it years later and seeing it from when they brought back One Night Stand, that made me discover and understand what ECW stood for, what it meant to wrestling fans.
Yeah.
And I said, man, you know what? Seeing all that, it just really shows you that you can have fans like that could carry wrestling and say that it's still what it is from then till now. And you don't have to worry about the whole tribal, all that nonsense that's been going on and shit. Because that's what we all want to see in this day and age. We still want to see good wrestling.
Yeah. See, one thing about ECW, if you put the hardcore stuff aside, the one thing that I'll always remember about ECW was the hard work and the dedication that every wrestler gave, whether there was 10 people in the building or 3,000. They just gave 200%. And, fans take note of that. I mean, they see it. And, it was a shame what happened with Dreamer recently, the comments that he said. But I think people that truly know him know that, he was not condoning any behavior of Ric Flair. He was trying to make people understand why, you know, they weren't offended at that time. That it's just, oh, it's Rick being Rick. But, you know, you got to look at it sometimes in the, you know, the victim's point of view, because that victim is not writing it off like, well, that's Rick being Rick. Oh, okay. You know, it doesn't work that way. And I think he learned, and, you know, it's not as serious as Hogan, but I think Dreamer at first, you know, didn't understand why there was so much backlash. Now I think he truly understands. And the next time, you know, something comes across, you know, I don't think a payday on a dark side of the ring is worth, you know, having cancel culture come after you and try to take your words, you know, in a way that he didn't intend it to be. So I'm glad he's back on Busted Open, and I'm glad that people, you know, now backing off a little bit with him.
Yeah, I mean, I told him in person when I talked to him last Saturday, I said to him, look, man, yeah, what you said on Dark Side of the Ring, it was just, that was out of line, out of touch and all that. And look, you apologized, it's all good. That's all you had to do. But the one thing is to remember is that you did a lot of good stuff to help people inside and outside of the ring that helped them become for who they are. That's it. Because I always believe in the saying that action speaks louder than words. And everything that Tommy has done in and out of wrestling, he has paved the way for that.
Yeah.
I told him, dude, honestly, you should get a Warrior Award for that. Seriously, you should get that because you deserve better. You did a lot to help people in wrestling just to get to where they're at.
Thinking back to the bumps he was taking in 95 and 96, especially those 2 years, it's unreal that he could even do anything in the ring at this age. So I give him credit for that. That's how much he cares about wrestling still. It's all he wants. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, my friend. Nice talking to you as always.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah. Have a good weekend.
You too, man.
All right, be well.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, same to you. Same to you. All the best. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that still do not want to forgive Dreamer, and that's totally understandable. But you know, at least it seems like he's learned a little bit. Hey, you're on. Who's this?
Yo, DT, this is Alex.
Hey, Alex. What's going on?
What do you... nothing. What's going on with you?
Not much. Getting by.
What is like New York over there? Is it rain? Was last weekend in I live in California, and it's kind of hella wet and rain. We do need rain in our weather, to be honest. So what is your New York going on in your weather?
Cold. It's cold. I mean, we were having a nor'easter about 4 days ago, Monday into Tuesday, and it was nowhere near as bad as they projected it to be. Now it's just cold. The high goes up to about 60. At nighttime, it goes down to like upper 40s. I mean, it's fall weather, but it's not bad right now. Honestly, if that's the worst, I could take it. It's, you know, it's not bad. Really can't complain.
Quite honestly, we do need the rain anyways.
Sure.
Because there are wildfires in the season. There's always going to be wildfires every season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Couple of questions I would ask you really quickly as could. I think I brought up about the Dennis Nicholson a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, are you still cool with him, or you did get him a great job? Do you think he will get himself a credit for everything he interviewed all the legend wrestlers he did?
Well,
I mean, the one thing I feel bad for Dennis Nicholson, to be honest with you, because his career was flushing down the drain because of the Duel of the Butcher. I never thought a Duel of the Butcher was. I'm trying not to curse out that I could, but he was a mother trucker, to be honest with you. I mean, that was a messed up thing. I mean, the one thing that Nicholson made a mistake is suing WWE. That was a big mistake for him.
Well, this is the thing.
Go ahead.
I don't think Devin Nicholson knows that I exist. He probably doesn't know who I am. He probably came across something that I said in a YouTube clip and probably said, "Who's this jerk?" You know, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think at the time he tried to, it must be, put it this way, it must be devastating to work your entire life to become pro wrestler and have people early in your career think that you're going to go in big places and then have it cut short because of hepatitis. Without getting too controversial about it, and I still have emails. I mean, I don't keep them to hoard, but I still have my old email account and everything just sits there and just, the years go by. But back then when he was on a campaign to insist that Abdullah the Butcher gave him hepatitis, do I think Devin Nicholson believed that Abdullah gave it to him? Absolutely. But Bison Smith, God rest his soul, who was a pro wrestler, and a lot of people do remember Bison Smith. I was friends with him. And Bison Smith would tell me, several times that a lot of people have no idea how much this guy bled, I think working in Puerto Rico, wherever it was, that, Devin Nicholson made it seem like he only fought hardcore against Abdullah the Butcher. And there were other matches with other people where he bled like a pig. And, so I don't blame him for thinking that Abby did it. But even if you're convinced, if there's no scientific proof for it, to go and keep that vendetta going, it's hard to criticize the guy, because if I would have been in that situation and I was convinced that somebody specifically gave it to me, I'd be pretty damn pissed off too. So I don't hold anything against the guy anymore. I mean, the guy, from what, I have heard from people, that he truly is a good guy. Sometimes, maybe some interviews shouldn't go in the direction that they do, or he allows it to go in certain directions that they do. But I hear from people he's not a bad guy. So I can't say anything negative about Devin Nicholson anymore.
Okay. I don't know if you heard me what I said. You remember, I think you had a heat with Jason Sensation in the past. I can't
Well, the only reason why I didn't like Jason Sensation is because he threatened to show up on Raw and blow his brains out in front of millions of people on TV.
Yeah.
He said that he was on his way to Raw to blow his brains out on TV. I don't have I feel bad for somebody who has mental health issues like that. And I hope to God he got treatment, and I hope he's okay, but it's still royally fucked up. And to me, that is just whack. I don't think that any of us should ever just, when somebody threatens to do something crazy like that, you just write it off like, oh, that person's just in a bad place. Because a lot of people out there are in a bad place, and they don't think about, hey, even if he had no intention on doing it, let me tell the world that I'm on the way to the building with a gun and I'm going to blow my brains out in front of millions of fans on TV. I mean, it's just, that's sick. And, look, I hope he got help. Thank God it didn't happen, but that's why I was pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest with you, I also going through my depression for about 4 years now. And look, personally, I'm not a suicidal. I have no intent to, because I'm a strong person. And to be honest with you, I'm Cancer Zodiac. That's my birth. I'm not a suicidal, but I'm staying strong as well, because there's a good future for me coming for me in the future, and I believe that still. But when it comes to this Jason, that's a different story. I didn't feel comfortable with what he says.
It felt like a publicity stunt more than anything else.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't ever want to see, look, I told that stupid story of me earlier, writing a swirl mark to make myself seem like somebody was interested in me. All right. I mean, that's stupid. Whatever was causing him to want to get that kind of attention, I just hope he's okay. I hope he's okay.
Yeah. So did I. And one more thing. This is the last question I will tell you quickly. Just today, I just watched some of his interview with Shawn Stasiak, and Nicholson gave him a question about his father's in the Legacy Hall of Fame. Shawn Stasiak was the son was very heartbroken because he wanted his father to be inducted in person, but he was like been hurt, and he had text Vince McMahon on his phone. That's what he said on his interview with the Nicholson thing, and I think Vince responded to him. He says, "This is not personal. This is for the company." And Shawn Stasiak was very devastated that his father's in the Legacy wing. He said it's nothing against the Legacy wing, nothing to be respected for the legends in the past. He just want him to be in the induction in person because he brought up about he won the world champion in his career. I think he was the fifth WWE title, the fifth ever WWE champion, I believe, and the first ever Canadian champion, I believe. And that's why he brought it up about it. So I just want your take on it.
Shawn Stasiak is a very good man. He is a physician, very intelligent, and Stan Stasiak is before my time, but Stan Stasiak, without question, deserved to be in the regular Hall of Fame. I think Stan Stasiak should have gone in back in the late 90s or the mid 90s when WWF first brought back the Hall of Fame. And once 15 years went by, I mean, basically Stan Stasiak, that connection, that intimate connection of how important he was for the time he was in there, for this, especially the 70s, now it's a generation ago. So now Stan Stasiak falls in line with a lot of wrestlers that 95% of everybody out there either never saw or barely ever heard of. So, that's the reason why he was put in the legacy side, but I'm in total agreement with Shawn Stasiak. Stan the man definitely should have been in the main Hall of Fame. And it's not even a question. It's not even a question. Yeah. Stan Stasiak was that good that he deserved to be in the main Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for Shawn Stasiak. I mean,
well, he's heartbroken. He wanted to honor his father. And yeah, I would be heartbroken too. Vince's answer, basically, I think what Vince was trying to do is say, look, it's not personal, so I don't want you to get personally hurt by it. It's just, it's business. And because of the business side of it, it's just for fans today. They don't connect to Stan Stasiak as if it was fans of 20 years ago. I think that's what Vince was trying to say. But if I was Shawn Stasiak, I'd still be upset.
Yeah. Honestly, WWE now is starting to become kids era now. I think they need to, I wish they will go back to the ruthless aggression era. I'm not saying bring it back. They need to do something, to be honest with you. I mean, look at what AEW done. They made wrestlers being believed, but not WWE, which it's not the same as the attitude there, ruthless aggression away. Well, it's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Never say never. I mean, 5 years from now, if society changes a little bit, you may see, in a different reincarnation. Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Yeah. All right, DT.
All right.
Thanks for the question.
No, much love. Much love. Have a nice weekend. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you, too. You take care.
Take care.
All right.
All right.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Later.
Somebody asked me about Jim Ross and the weed farm. Good. Good. It's legal. It's a business. A lot of people smoke weed to relieve pain. I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that Jim Ross maybe smokes a little weed to relieve pain. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Hey, you're on. Who's this?
Hey, DT, it's Crazy Cruiserweight.
Hey, Cruiserweight, what's going on?
Nothing much. Okay, so I got to tell you, man, that Snowden guy, let me tell you, that guy, he used to write for Bleacher Report, and again, DT, let me say this now. This isn't just because, I'm not a fan of AEW, but if I could go back and pull some of the articles he wrote on Bleacher Report, you would swear that this man wanted a job with AEW in the worst possible way.
I believe it.
And I think, if I could, I would find them. And if I could find them, I'll share them with you. But he really made himself look like an ass. He did the old tweet and delete thing with the Ring of Honor tweet he put out yesterday. And I said, wow, this guy really must not have known something, because if Ring of Honor didn't get its just due, right? Did he not watch AEW last night? Of course I didn't, but the opening match was two guys who really got their name in Ring of Honor. Well, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
If you're saying, Ring of Honor doesn't get the credit, hello, look at who's on the card.
But spending time talking about this idiot, he's not an idiot personally, but talk about his idiotic posts. It kind of validates what he's saying. I mean, I made my remark yesterday, and obviously there was no comment back, because notice the pattern, my friend, because everybody else notices it too. These people only talk to fellow blue check marks for the most part. Most of the time they interact with people who are not blue check marks. They're usually trying to come back and hit somebody with some derogatory stuff. Most of these people only talk to fellow blue check marks. So it's all good. It's all good. But at the end of the day, when someone, writes something like that, I'm not going to get any acknowledgement for it, but I guarantee you there is a lot of people out there that do remember back in the day, and Ring of Honor got more publicity than any other indie fed out there, period. And it's easy to write it in 2021 because that's the emotional tribute comment, but I don't even waste my time. I made a comment about it yesterday because Ring of Honor, that was the big news story yesterday, but I always tell people, if somebody's just writing something stupid online, don't even waste your time on those people. Those people are not worth it.
Right.
But I agree with you. I think he definitely was trying to get a job with AEW, and if he gets one, good for him. I mean, but, trying to rewrite history, I think that's pretty whack. And a lot of people just go along with it also.
Right. And, I do feel bad for Ring of Honor, how things have worked out for them. But something just tells me, and this is just me, that, after we all know Ring of Honor was the one who really funded All In. I think the people behind the scenes in ROH felt betrayed by Cody, the Young Bucks, Omega to a degree, Adam Page, that, hey, we backed you guys for this event, and you're leaving us high and dry to go start your own thing. And they got their own billionaire to fund their own company when, this is something Ring of Honor could have used more with the Tony Khan. And probably Tony Khan could have, held some meetings with Sinclair and, put them on a higher pedestal. That's just my opinion on it.
But why didn't Ring of Honor offer them contracts at the time? Why weren't they under the contracts at the time? They didn't walk out of existing contracts. If it wasn't for Sinclair, Ring of Honor would have been dead years ago.
True.
That's it. And honestly, and I know you don't like AEW, but I'm going to say it. If I was Tony Khan and I looked at Ring of Honor after 15 years and see how small their attendances are, with the exception of WrestleMania weekends, for the most part, on average, when I see how pathetically small their pay-per-view buy rate is, and I see how unprofitable that it's been, why would I want to, put Ring of Honor on a pedestal? Ring of Honor did all that work for them with All In, and guess what? Tony Khan, made out good on that. Good for Tony Khan. Ring of Honor is the one that, yes, they got the shit end of the stick, but No, I wouldn't want to do business with a company like
Right.
that. After 15 years, this is what your numbers are. You know,
Right. And
I wouldn't do that.
I'm not wrong. I'm not going to disagree with you. I see your point on that. It's also the fact of, I don't know if you remember back when 2018, when you were still doing the show with, Kev Castle back then. But I did the research, and because, I just wanted to make sure of something. No, on September 28th and 29th of 2018, Ring of Honor held a show in Nevada at the Orleans Arena. Remember what their attendance was? It was the Death Before Dishonor show.
Was it 500?
It was 2,000 people.
Oh, you're talking about Ring of Honor?
Yeah.
Okay.
A majority of those people who were on the All-In show were on this card, and they drew 2,000. I remember you commenting about it that, hey, what happened to all that buzz All-In had, and Ring of Honor could only draw 2,000. I think that was more of a thing of where, like, everybody was like, oh, they could, and then, I think you know what I'm trying to say. It's like, where was all the fans who were so hyped up for All In? How come they weren't at the Ring of Honor show all of a sudden with the same people on the card just doing different things? Where was that? But I've known you, DT, to make that challenge to Ring of Honor on so many occasions that they only draw their best numbers when it's WWE is doing something else, and that's the problem. That was one of their biggest issues. It was always, they can, they usually draw 550. Oh, but WrestleMania is in town. SummerSlam's in town. They're drawing over 3,000 to 5,000 at a gate. Why is that? How come they couldn't do the same thing? They weren't gonna, they had to really join up with New Japan many years ago when they did the Madison Square Garden show. And from what I had heard, the New Japan side was better than the Ring of Honor side. And I like New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think you understand that. It's more of ROH has an identity, but they don't have a bigger identity than what they should have had a long time ago. And sure, Seth Rollins came from Ring of Honor, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. There are some wrestlers I like who came from Ring of Honor, and they went to WWE and they got better, or AEW, or whatever the case is. But Ring of Honor feels like it became like this feeder system for WWE in a nutshell. If I'm wrong to say that, just tell me I'm wrong, DT.
No, Ring of Honor just was not a big company, and people got good there, and bigger companies took notice and they picked them up. That's what happens. Big companies eat up small companies. Big companies hire big employees that make them better. Ring of Honor could not afford these people once they became big stars. That's why they left. That's why they left. Nobody owes anything to Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor has been flailing for many, many years, and now it's a nostalgia kick for everyone. That's why everybody is, no one wants to be brutally honest and just say that company's been flailing for a very long time. And even right before the pandemic, I remember they did a pay-per-view and they had 2 rows of seats. So they've been dying for a long time. And it's sad to say it. There were a lot of good people there that were trying to, reinvigorate Ring of Honor. The problem is it never had an identity. There was no identity for Ring of Honor. Just because you have names on there. Look at Minoru Suzuki. He showed up in Impact Wrestling today. I mean, he went out with Josh Alexander. But that was news 2 days ago. If that rating does not spike in any way, shape, or form, or God forbid it even goes down a little bit, that just goes to show you that maybe Minoru Suzuki in AEW is something that everybody wants to see. But him in Impact Wrestling, nobody gives a shit. So Ring of Honor was just dying, and it's sad, and hopefully another company buys it and tries to, maybe change it. I think getting out of Sinclair is the key here. And look, if Ring of Honor was doing so good, why sell it to Sinclair in the first place?
Right.
It's been flailing for a long time.
Right. For me, it's like, I know you don't have I know you didn't have a great history with Court Byron MLW, but I've watched how MLW, even through the pandemic, even when Brian Pillman Jr. left, MLW was actually trying with empty arena shows to really, like say, hey, we're still around, things aren't great right now, but we're still trying. And I applaud MLW for that. Like, I went to a show many years ago. This was the weekend of like Lucky 13, like a few days before Lucky 13. But I had a great time at the MLW show. And I looked at MLW. Sure, it's not as polished. It can be gritty, but that's what makes it stand out. And it feels like MLW is coming into its own. Sure, they're not really teaming up a lot with bigger promotions. They're trying with like they've done some things with Pro Wrestling Noah, I believe, out in Japan at times, which is fine. Like, they send some talent there, they get some talent back. They're doing some stuff with AAA, I believe. But that's showing you something, it's like they're trying, actually. And I applaud them for that. Now, I remember you had said, you didn't like how the PWI 150 came out for the women. Now, I have to say MLW didn't really start their women's division yet. So, I let the MLW slide for, like, not getting that. But, like, if it's, like, 2 years from now and I'm seeing somebody from MLW who should be, like, top 10, top 20, but they're not in there, I'm like, okay, now there's a problem. However, okay, like, for me personally, DT, I look at how the PWI shaped out. Now, I do agree Charlotte should be in the top 10. Bianca Belair, maybe, but, like, with Utami Hayashishita, I've seen some of her work lately, and I've enjoyed her in-ring style. Very different. Stardom's not like I know Stardom isn't like a global thing all over the world, but Stardom to me is like, it practically is the number one Joshi promotion in Japan. And I get you're saying that, if it's somebody people don't recognize, that could be seen as a thing. But I also feel like if they make exclusive lists all of a sudden, like U.S., Canada, Japan, Mexico, that may feel like a slight on the talent. That again, we don't always have to agree on everything, but that's just my personal opinion. You can say what you need to say, DT.
No, you have a right to your opinion. I just think the PWI is a fluff piece, and they're trying to include everyone, and they leave people out because they want to include new people. If that's what they do, they want to do fine. But me personally, it's a fluff piece.
Right.
So everybody can look at it differently, but when you start turning it into a fluff piece, to me, it does. I give my opinion on it, and that's it. I have nothing else to add to it. I disagreed with the top 10, and it's a fluff piece.
Right. I don't think we mainly disagree on like the top 10 for like the men's side of it, because they do incorporate New Japan wrestlers a little bit more. But I also feel like because New Japan's a lot bigger in terms of like worldwide for wrestling over like, a company in Puerto Rico, I could see where it's just like, okay, New Japan has some more value, where it's like where Okada got ranked number 1 back in 2017. I was like, oh, okay, that I actually agreed with, because it's becoming like you need to like, if it's a global thing, I get it. That's just me. The PWI to me, it feels like it's a global thing, but if it's going to be really global, you really need to really incorporate. They really need to look at some wrestlers down in Mexico as well, who are in North America as well, for like either AAA or CMLL, and like you really got to like focus on that. I understand that maybe not a majority of people in the U.S. may not know who these wrestlers are, but I also take it back to how many people really knew who Rey Mysterio Jr. was before he was in WCW or ECW. Let's talk about that. But sure, he wasn't like really looked at upon as like he was like ranked number 6 or anything like that. But I sit there and say, I think you know what I'm trying to get at. No, and I mean this with no disrespect at all. And trust me, I don't, because I just look at these lists very like differently, and I kind of see like you have to like look at these lists now with 2021 vision, if you get what I mean.
Still a fluff piece, in my opinion. You know,
Yeah, okay.
I mean, everybody
No,
could look at it differently. That's what's great about wrestling.
Right.
I just
Right.
look, to me, it's a fluff piece.
Okay.
You know, I
Okay,
mean,
no problem.
there's nothing I can say to it. They leave out a
Right.
lot of countries. They leave people off the list simply because they want to give new people a shot, and that's not what a top 10 list is. You don't put
Right.
people in the top 10 because they haven't had a shot before. To me, it's a fluff
Right.
piece.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Again, we can all agree, disagree on what we all like with wrestling. I'm not a fan of intergender matches, and there are people who are, but it's just not my cup of coffee. I'm just never going to get invested in an intergender match, personally. It's just, I don't know, suspension of disbelief, but something I've tried to get into, but I can't.
Yeah.
But, you know, would it be fair to say if, like, Utami Hayashishita was, like, 4 years ago, she was ranked number 40 on the list for women, and then she worked her way up, would it make people feel like differently, like there's a build-up of it? I understand what you're saying, fluff piece and everything like that, but I believe, like, if it's a gradual increase, like they're getting better as the years progress, totally different story. But that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah.
But I do see what you mean.
98% of the people out there still don't know who she is.
Right. Right.
So, and Pro Wrestling Illustrated did not cover her for those 12 months prior like somebody that should be in the top 10.
Right.
That's why, to me, it's a fluff piece.
Right. But, you know, I'm just, you know.
But no,
I'm
it's
just
good.
glad,
That's
you
good
know-
that you are more invested in it, because that's what their intention is. But,
Right.
you know, when they don't
But
give too much attention to somebody for a whole year and then just decides to put them in the top 5, I can't buy that.
No, yeah, no, I hear what you mean. It's like I don't buy PWI or anything like that, or the Meltzer stuff. I just want to, you know, give my own opinion, and that's what makes us all, and that's what makes it unique to just like talk to you, talk to Mish, talk to Kev, or whatever. I know Mish. I'm gonna have to give Mish an explanation one day on my women over 30 stuff, but we'll save that for another day.
Yeah.
But just thanks for the time, DT.
Oh,
Have a
thank
good
you.
night. Thanks. Yeah, just thanks for the helping me clear up the situation with Patreon and all
Oh, very
that
good.
stuff.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
don't know if you announced the winners of the contest.
I
yet,
haven't had a
but,
chance
you
to
know.
look yet. I'll definitely do it over the weekend, though, for sure.
Okay, man. Everybody in the chat have a good night as well.
Oh, you too. All right.
Good night.
All right. Well, we're done with calls because, believe it or not, and I'm not kidding, 4 calls ended up going an hour. So great discussions, though. And I know everybody out there did not mind it because the discussions were, so detailed and great topics. So I'm not complaining, but I'm an hour and 10 minutes over than what I was looking to do, which is all good. It's all good. But, it's going to be hard to do live calls that often because 3-4 calls could end up eating up an hour. We may have to do a little mini show that's just calls, which I'm fine with. Maybe we could squeeze that in like on a Tuesday, just have calls, just calls. So I kind of like that idea, but no, I don't want to buy the Ring of Honor library. I talked about that yesterday. Don't be surprised if you hear tens of millions of dollars wanted for that library. I'm telling you, people are going to realize tens of millions of dollars is going to be the asking price for that. It's crazy to realize. But then again, if you really look at it, the amount of content, you're talking, 19 years worth of footage? 19 years worth of footage. So my apologies for anybody that's trying to call in. Like I said, unfortunately, we ran late. We're at 2 hours and 44 minutes. So I'm going to jet out of here. So I thank you all for an awesome night tonight. Lots of fun as always. Don't forget the Finn Balor contest. In the comment section, write whatever you want to write about what we did tonight. And somewhere in there, put hashtag Balor, BALOR. And next week, live on the show, we will pick a winner. And don't forget, everyone, I posted this on Twitter, and Lee is reminded me as well. Lee Sanders, RCWR, that we always talk to and shout out, he was on the Jericho cruise, and he took a lot of pictures and did a live blog as the cruise went down. It's on 411wrestling.com, 411mania.com, 411mania.com. And it's a great read. It's a great read. We posted a couple of pictures on Monday. Oh, no, we did it Tuesday on Patreon. I'm sorry. But go check it out. If you want to get a firsthand account of what was going on the Jericho cruise and check out some cool pictures as well, definitely worth the look. So everyone, I thank you. On your way out, if you enjoyed the show, hit that like button. Tells YouTube that you enjoyed the show. Tells me you enjoyed the show. And my next show will be Saturday at 8:05. Very cool. It'll be an early night. We'll talk SmackDown. We'll talk Rampage. We'll see what kind of ratings come back at that time. Probably be overnights, so it won't be the actual numbers. But we'll get into any news that breaks between now and then. So enjoy both of those shows. And it's an I'm out here. So I'll catch you all again Saturday night, 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Be well, everybody. Take care and good night.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a podcaster. For me to live any other way was nuts. To me, those goody-good people who worked shitty jobs for bum paychecks and took the subway to work every day and worried about their...
And happy Halloween.
...bills were dead. I mean, they were suckers. They had no balls. If I wanted something, I just took it. I ran everything. I paid the bills. I paid the host. I even paid the masked maniac. Everybody had their hands out. Everything was for the taking. We always called each other good fellas. You would always hear from somebody. You're gonna like Don Tony. He's all right. He's a good fella. He's one of us. But if you're part of my crew, nobody ever tells you they're gonna get rid of you. It doesn't happen that way. There weren't any arguments or curses like in the movies. See, your haters come with smiles. They come as your friends, the people who've claimed they care the most for your life. And now that's all over.
By the way, Freedom Day for Bray Wyatt is now upon us. It is officially October 29th, which means Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, is now officially free to wrestle anywhere he wants. Happy Halloween.
And that's the best part. Today everything is different. There's lots of action. I don't have to wait around for everything like everyone else. Oh, I didn't get the vaccine? Fuck you, vaccine me. Oh, your delivery guy has COVID? Fuck you, feed me. Right after I moved here, I ordered egg noodles and ketchup, and I got spaghetti with meat sauce. I'm no longer an average nobody, while they get to live the rest of their lives like a bunch of schnooks.